Okay, let's see. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Can you guys hear me now? Blame Edmund. Okay, you guys can hear me. Let me get out of this chat and actually get into my own channel since I'm sitting here listening to the artist turned DJ play my Omar song right about now. Let me get in here. Hello, hello, hello. Mimi Berry London. Am I saying your name correctly? Yes, ma'am. You make me feel old when you say that. Well, that's okay. You guys can hear me loud and clear, yeah? That's okay. I'm old. I'm just trying to pretend I'm young. I'm old. Vintage couture. Hello, Devo King. Welcome in. Hopefully, you're enjoying a CNC moment. Let me shout out my mod who shows up for me all the time. Miss Apple Blossom, hello. So Mimi, I don't know if you were in Eddie's stream. How's everyone doing? Devo King. Just take a couple puffs for me. Let him know that my mic is working. I'm up and running. I know my camera should be on momentarily. Apple Blossom knows what's going on right about now, why my camera's not on yet. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yo, I'm hot. I got a fan going. Let's see if I can fix this mic so it's a little closer. Hey, T. Dennis. How are you, my love? Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Why do I keep forgetting what day of the week it is? This is shameful. Shameful, shameful. Okay. Just need to do a sound check on the meantime. So we have in conversation with Eddie Boom. Hello, Vanya B. Welcome in, my love. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us for In Conversation with Tap the Soul and Eddie Boomart. Oh, yeah, I do sound clear. That's good. This is good. It's going to take me a minute to get comfortable. It's the same seat I sit on all day in meetings. So I'm trying to get into the comfy mode of the thing. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. Okay, so I'm going to take this out. Okay, let me lock my door. 1 minute. Okay, so Eddie Boomart, who I know as the artist, is actually on his channel right now DJing. So he'll be over momentarily. It is warm in Toronto. I am not complaining. I am just observing that it is very warm here in Toronto. One and only Sammy Joe, welcome in, beautiful soul. So nice of you to join us. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna be right back again. Let me get some water. I'm totally like unorganized this today. Like, what's this about? 1 second. That was awesome. Did I read that right? He's getting his voice ready. Apple Blossom, I had to go off camera because, as predicted, is exactly what just happened. I had to catch myself and go and deal with that. Quick time, quick time. Take your time, Amy Berry. All good. I know it is also late there in the UK, so I appreciate all those who are joining us today from across the pond, as they say. DJ Mike Guardian, welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We are in conversation with Eddie Boom, art DJ, who is going to be making his way over. It is 40 or something. I don't even know. I don't have central air. For some reason, I decided that I was going to move and I wasn't going to worry about that. And I'm paying for it right now. So, yeah, it is warm. It is warm. So if you see half of my face start melting and I start to fade off and all that kind of stuff, you know what happens. Yeah, heat takes me. I do have a fan blowing, so hopefully that will keep me cool and refreshed. And I'm trying to keep the window open until too much traffic decides to interrupt our conversation. So who do we have here? DJ Mark Guardian, welcome in. One and only Sammy Joe, welcome in. My mod Apple Blossom 29, welcome in. Debo King is enjoying some relaxing vibes while we are here melting. And Mimi Berry is chilling over in London. I'm assuming LDN is London. Vanya B, thank you again for stopping in. So today's a little different and not different, apparently. I actually thought I was going to have a conversation with somebody who is not a DJ, but he is a DJ. So we're going to talk about that when he decides to join us. As soon as he shows up in the studio, I will do a formal introduction and bring him in. However, in the meantime, again, I'm just going to keep asking the question. How's everybody doing? The US folks, how was your 4th of July? Did you guys do anything special? Fireworks, any of that kind of stuff? How did that play out for you? Barbecues? I know here in Canada, we kind of got an extra long weekend if you worked with any US companies, because that meant most places were closed yesterday. So that was a win. I will say that was a win here. Dodging bullets. Every stream I dodge bullets, apparently. So yeah. But you sound like you were like legit dodging bullets. Is there a story time that you need to join us and tell us, DJ Mike Guardian? I'm just glad everyone is safe to be here. Nobody had any major casualties, losing a finger or anything like that, half a face, There's always that one story you hear in the news, and it's some stupid person who thought that they should be doing something. You raffled a lot of stuff. So did you raffle or did you win raffles, Vanya B? I'm curious. Burning cellulite just from sweating. Yeah, definitely. Oh my. Nephew has arrived. I'm burning some cellulite as well because I'm in all black in my house. Like I ain't got no sense. DJ Blair Guardian, welcome in. My nephew, the one who started the trend of calling me auntie, and everybody is kind of in their feelings about me being called auntie. But yes, because Blair Guardian is a lot of trouble. You gave away TV liquor gift cards. Really? Oh, really? Is it something that you put on, Vanya B? Is it like an event that you do every year? Or is it just kind of a one-off thing that you planned? Or tell us more. I do have my phone in front of me, so I am scrolling down. AMW DJ, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to In Conversation with TaptheSoul and Eddie Boom, who will be joining us momentarily. He is prepping his voice and winding down from his DJ stream that he just did. I'm actually curious about Vanya B and what she's doing to be giving away liquor gift cards. Like, I wouldn't mind a liquor gift card. A little Summersby right now would be nice, Little Ray and Nephew would be extra, extra nice. Just saying. Blair Guardian with the auntie. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. We hired a train to drive us around the neighborhood. Wow. Oh, wow. That sounds really awesome, actually. I'm kind of jealous that I wasn't there to enjoy some of the fun. Huh. Sorry, AMW DJ, do you stream on Twitch? Please let me know. If you do, we are more than happy to shout you out so our community knows that you are here and we can figure out when you were streaming so we can support you. Yeah, Ray and nephew. Yeah, not Blair, my nephew, but if my nephew want to sit and have a conversation with me and we talk about Ray, I'm down for that as well. But yeah, you bought a box of baby chickens. Uh, so, like, they were live baby chickens? It wasn't. It's just for them to have as a pet. Is that like? I have so many questions right now because yeah, you do stream. Apple Blossom, can you do me a favor, hun? Can you please shout out AMWDJ? I don't know if I'm following you, but I will be following you if I'm if I'm not already following you, so I can check out your stream and see what you're all about. For those of you who don't know, I think everybody does know, I also do a thing once a month called Born from Music Raid. And, you know, I've been fortunate to have folks like DJ Mark Guardian, DJ Blair Guardian, and a few others join me in that. And I'm always looking for more people to participate. We do have the new one coming up. If anybody was here for the intro, you would have seen the flyer. I don't have the flyer separately right now. I'm okay for Eddie to join. Yeah, tell him to join whenever he's whenever he's ready. I have to turn this fan. This fan is gonna have me like coughing on it. Let's see, how do I do this? Oh, Mike, can you just like I can't. Thank you for the gifted sub to thank you for the listen. Thank you for the gifted sub to AMWDJ. DJ Blair Guardian, please do not follow the bad behavior of Mike Guardian and misbehave in the stream. Although I am not operating with a sword today, I have a very reliable, trustworthy colleague of mine named Apple Blossom who will put you in a timeout if needs be. And how do you get on the raid? You know, you can always reach out, wait for an invitation. Oh, pick your choice. Pick your choice. You need a bench emote? We do need a bench emote. Yeah. There's a few emotes I think I should be getting right about now, since I'm going to be on this Twitch platform a little bit longer. Drea, welcome in, honey. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to In Conversation with TaptheSoul and Eddie Boomart, who will be joining us momentarily. I'm just waiting for him to show up in the studio so I can bring him in and we can kick off the conversation. Hopefully you are, oh, okay, the raid has shown up. Hopefully you're having a good day, Drea. So I do need to look down at my phone. So Nev63, Yadea, welcome in. DJ Teddy Stream, welcome in. Another one who's been a part of the Born from Music raid. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. I'm just scrolling to make sure that I've not missed anything along the way. So far, so good. Anybody who I have not called out, I will call out as soon as I catch your name. If I miss your name, it is not intentional. I'm always trying to be, you know, well-behaved and focusing on the guest at hand when they show up. Bush Baby, welcome in, hun. Abambo 19, welcome in. I see you in all of our chats. Welcome in. It's the first time I'm saying your name and not typing it. So I hope you're having a beautiful Wednesday. Very nice of you to join us. If you're not already doing so, please click the follow button so you can and turn on your notifications so you can tune in and see anytime that I am in conversation with guests, or sometimes I do a pop-up by myself. Who else do we have here? We have so DJ Teddy Stream. I don't know if you got your shout out. So in the past, we've had DJ Teddy Stream, we've had Mike Guardian, and we've had DJ Blair Guardian, all a part of the Born for Music raid. And I'm talking about it right now because it just makes sense to kind of mention it before we get into conversation. Luscious 99. Hi, my lovely. Oh my gosh, it's been what feels like almost a year since I've seen you. DJ Lady Prestige, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. We are in conversation with me, TaptheSoul, and Eddie Boomart. D Wills, long time no see. I know I just saw you in the room partying it up and carrying on with bad behavior. Miss Frosty, welcome in, my love. So nice of you to join us. Metro Mix, welcome in, my 416 family. Hopefully you're enjoying the warm temperatures that we have over here today and the sunshine. We have to recognize the sunshine. So last time I butchered your name, I'm not going to do this time. Yo, JD, how are you doing, beautiful? Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. I think I called you like Yo DJ last time. Yeah, that was just poor of us. Yeah. Yeah, son. Oh, I think I heard it's cold over there in London. Is that accurate? Not the best right about now? Yeah, that mix up last time was shameful. Absolutely shameful. So I'm scrolling down. Yeah, I heard it's cold and wet. Yeah, I was talking to somebody. They mentioned that it was cold. Well, yeah, we got sunshine. Bambo 19, where are you located? Are you also in the UK or are you here? Get it back, Gigi. Welcome in, my beautiful. Please drive safe. Please keep your hands on the wheel and just turn up the volume. We're just waiting for Eddie to make his appearance so we can commence this conversation. Thank you for the resub, D. Will. See, this is all the stuff I miss when I'm not in mod mode. So Apple Blossom, thank you for keeping me organized. Miss Frosty, where are you? Are you in the UK as well? Let me scroll up and see. Did I miss your response? Luscious 99, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. How are you doing? It is really nice to see you here. All night, you guys are going to see me with my little paper towel. And we're just going to call it the cute accessory at the party for the conversation. I'm just going to check and see if Eddie has sent me a side message in case he's having any technical difficulties getting in. Okay, so nothing from him yet. So we'll just give him a, yeah. You know what? I'm good, Luscious. I've had some up and down moments, some not so pleasant, but just knowing that I'm here with you guys today is actually what's putting an extra smile on my face. So yeah, thank you for asking. Those emotes. You know what? I forget sometimes that I even have those emotes. I was in someone's stream the other day and they put the let's talk emote and I'm just like, it's shameful. I don't even use my own emotes enough. I'm using other people's emotes. My emotes are actually courtesy of Dr. C. And my overlay is courtesy of Dr. C. And my Born for Music raid is courtesy of Dr. C. So he's been a huge supporter of getting me situated. Now I see Eddie is setting up his camera. Are you ready to come into the chat, Eddie? Thumbs up. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to pull him in. Oh, he's got a beer in hand already. He's so tired. I'm here sipping ginger ale and water, and you're just like straight off the bar that you were just looking at it.
I've got the water here as well.
Okay. Yeah, you got to make it look good. You got to balance it out.
Yeah.
Can everybody hear Mr. Eddie Boom Art clearly? Can
Hello,
someone
everybody.
tell me thumbs up?
Good afternoon, Luscious Mimi, Apple Blossom, D. Wills,
I feel like
Lady
I
Prestige.
need to turn you up a little bit. You sound low on my side.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so while we're sorting out volumes, typical technology stuff that you always have to do, right? If it's not a work meeting where you spend the first 10 minutes doing it, then you do it on a stream and you hope that everything works okay. So I was talking to these folks, Eddie, and my mic was just like, yeah, no. You and I tested yesterday and I had no problems. Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm on the same setup in the same space, but here we are. So
sounding all good now. Yeah.
Perfect. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to butcher the name and the intro that I was supposed to do, but I believe the best way to say this is that in conversation with Tap the Soul today, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Eddie, and I'm not going to try to say your last name. You're going to have to say that for me, but I want to officially welcome you to In Conversation with me, and I look forward to our conversation this evening. So
excellent. Yeah.
I'm going to do a little clapping on the side.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and the voice. Yes, I believe somebody in your previous chat, D. Wills, had identified that there's a sexy voice thing going on. So did you want to educate that story? Because it seems like a lot of storytelling that you're going to be doing today.
Well, there's nothing intentional from me.
Are we sure?
Apparently, I've got a good radio voice.
You do. You do.
Apparently,
I will agree with D. Wills. You actually have a very sexy radio voice. You could easily do one of those Quiet Storm. I know. Don't start blushing yet. It's early. It's early.
Oh, no, I won't. I know I love Quiet Storm, so yeah, maybe it's just me listening to too many Quiet Storm shows back in the day.
Yeah. And of course, all of us always love to hear that British accent because we don't hear it
Oh,
over here very often. So that always does it. Yeah. Jen Lo, welcome in. Welcome in. Thank you for joining us. And I'm going to keep saying this. Oh, 313 TI baby. Welcome in, love. Hopefully you're not driving this time. Everybody, welcome into In Conversation with Tap the Soul and Eddie Boom Arts / DJ. Yep. We're probably going to dig right into that. So I'm
pretty
scrolling through the
shrewd.
chat. For anybody that I do not say hello to, I am not trying to be rude intentionally. I will always say I'm trying to make sure I'm being respectful and keeping my full attention to the guest that's joining me here today. So if I miss something, I apologize. I would try to catch up. And that's why I have Apple Blossom here as my co-host, keeping me company, keeping me behaved, and making sure that even if I'm not showing it, she's showing that I actually do have manners most of the time. Most of the time. So I don't know if you want to shout anybody out while we're getting situated. I don't know if you can see the chat, right? You got some folks
Yeah,
all
no,
waving at you here.
absolutely shout out my people there. Mimi Berry, Day One, Teddy Stream, D Wills, Miss Frosty, DJ Lady Prestige. That's and Luscious. I saw Luscious earlier. That's
Yes.
my fam there. That's all my fam there. Yeah, shout outs to Apple Blossom holding it down.
Who's your
The
neighbor,
chat there.
apparently? That's right. You mentioned that. And she's just kind of
D
blowing it up in
Wills,
the
yeah.
chat here too, eh?
We were hanging out on Sunday, had a few drinks, and we went to a food festival.
Nice.
Yeah, it
Nice,
was good.
nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah, we're
nice.
lucky. I'm lucky. I've got D pretty close to me. It's walking distance, to be honest.
Which comes in handy, that is for sure.
Indeed.
Hopefully she was on her best behavior.
Always, always.
So she knows I'm staring like right at her right now. I won't give you the bombastic side eye right now. I might send you a picture with that later. So Eddie, Mimi saying lies. Okay, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I've seen some versions of D, and I've only met her like twice live. It's almost like twice live too many. Seeing her wild behavior. Just saying. Just saying.
I've only witnessed well behaved D. If that's any
Well,
consolate, there is a well behaved side to her as well. I've seen that side.
well, clearly then you must pull the good out of her, and we all pull the bad out of her, or she just wants to show her bad side to us to get us to join her.
I didn't say that out loud, but
I know,
probably.
but I did. And I know that I'm not her neighbor, so I don't have to worry about her dragging me by the ear anytime soon. So I'm safe for now until I make my way back over there. So I reached out to you and said, please, can you come and have a conversation? And you were actually excited. I know she's like moving on. Yeah. She doesn't like to be in the spotlight. So I know this is why I did it for a few extra minutes. So you decided to agree to the conversation and you were excited about it.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna go there. I'm not even gonna waste any time. When I started doing these in conversations, everybody assumed that Tap the Soul is only doing conversations with DJs. That could only be the thing I'm gonna do because I seem to only talk to DJs, so it can only be a DJ in my in conversation. I wanted to change the pace of that. So I started looking around and saying, who do I admire? Whose work, what's going on out there? Who's got, I'm looking at all these people and I'm just like, Eddie Boom Art. He did Stretch's photo. It was badass. He does the Biggie stuff. It was badass. Joy Rain, welcome in. I'm just like, I got to reach out to this guy. So I send a lovely message to Eddie Boom Art for him to come and have a conversation with Tap the Soul. And I stressed this whole conversation, a whole paragraph about, I'm just looking forward to, having a conversation with somebody who's not a DJ. And he said nothing to me, ladies and gentlemen. He did not correct me at all. When I was in conversation with Jinx before we went live, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing a conversation with somebody different. And it's going to be Eddie Boomart. He's like, he's a DJ as well, right? I'm like, he's a what? So I thought he was just joking until one day, Sandra, welcome in, my namesake. Nice to meet you. One day I'm trolling around on Twitch, and sure enough, who do I see live? Eddie Boomart. So I was like, let me go and see what he's drawing. No, he was behind turntables. So the secret is now out. So would you like to tell us the story about DJing before we get into the conversation about art and the rest of your life?
So yeah, for DJing, I've been DJing for a long, long time. I just didn't really want to do it. I'll give you a quick story. I started DJing when I was about 17. Um, you know how it is, dodgy turntables. It was a tape deck and a turntable, and then moved up, did the club scene when I was in my early 20s. Did that for about 10 years, and then I got bored of carrying my records and equipment out around everywhere. And this is back before laptops and hard drives, etc.
Record boxes. You had the
Um,
box
yeah,
boys who wanted to get in for free, so they'd carry your records for you. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
So I got bored of doing that, and my back was going as well. So I decided that I'm going to pack it in, and I'm going to do radio DJing instead.
Mm.
So I did that for about 6 years. That was about 2008 till 2014, and then I stopped DJing completely up until COVID. And I don't know if you know Ray Domingo. Ray Domingo I've known
Yeah,
prior to Twitch. Prior to pre-COVID, we knew each other. And as I follow him, I could see he was doing streaming online during COVID, and I saw he was doing the Instagram and the Facebook, and he was getting locked off because of the music. And I thought I was doing the same. Then I saw him try Twitch out. I thought this is interesting, so I tried it a week later, 2020. Signed up, and I did a few of those streams from my phone. I think Jinx touched on it when he first started the same thing. Get the phone out, stream from there, and I did a couple, and I didn't really enjoy it, so I left it. And then a few of my friends said to me, "Do you know what? Why don't you do your art on there?" And I thought, okay, that's a better idea actually. I get more out of that than I do from the DJing. So I started setting up for the art stuff in 2021, and whilst I was streaming, my intention was always to have music playing in the background, but have the sort of cutout, so the music would cut out whenever I talk, because I wanted
yeah.
to be like a like a hybrid sort of DJ stream where me playing music but also drawing at the same time. And I had a few people come in and say, "Would you ever appear on raids?" And I had no clue what a raid was. I was like, "What's a raid?" So I found out. Mimi very educated me, all this stuff, and I actually took up the invite to get on an R&B raid back in the very first year I started doing the art streams.
So was it an art stream in the middle of an R&B raid, or were you actually back to
No,
DJing at that point?
they asked me to fully DJ in there.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
okay.
So they liked the selection and they liked what I was doing. So they said to me, "Come in there and do a full DJ set." I thought, okay, this actually suits me, because then I can satisfy another one of my like talent, or not talents, one of my passions.
Passions, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't have to leave the house is even better. So yeah,
And
yeah,
technology has stepped up, so there's no carrying of crates and any of that kind of stuff. Welcome in, DJ
absolutely.
Smiles. Thank you for the resub.
DJ Smiles. Now, and I've absolutely loved it from then. And I work in IT, so I find the technology side of it quite interesting. I love doing it, to be honest with you. I love looking at the technical side of it as well as the creative side of it, merging the two, constantly trying to take my stream further forward. So yeah, no, that's it. And none of the DJing stuff, I've never looked back since. I thoroughly enjoy it. I enjoy it just as much as the art stuff, to be honest with you.
So you stopped playing in 2014. Was it just because you were just tired of the scene? Because you were like a professional DJ out there. It's not like you were a living room DJ, because you said you were doing clubs and then you're doing radio and then you just stopped. Like you just cold turkey just turned off?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't really said this to many people, but in 2014, I had a bit of a kind of a meltdown, and I had to take a step back and look at myself. I wasn't doing the artwork I'm doing now. I with the artwork that's been going on in the background, but in 2014 the work was getting on top of me, like it does for everybody, but I just couldn't deal with it. So then I stopped DJing. I stopped anything I really enjoyed, and I had to take a step back and reevaluate myself. Lucky I've got good people around me that steered me back in the direction of things that I love. So
yeah,
yeah, it's taken me a little while, but yeah, I think it took me about 2 or 3 years. 2017, I started really getting back into the artwork, and I started feeling great and obsessed. That's the word I can use for my passion for art. Is I'm obsessed with it.
It's a good obsession to have, that's for sure. Your talent is amazing.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So were you always
Yeah.
doing art as well as DJing? I'm not gonna come off
So
this DJing thing because I'm like, dude, you totally messed up my flow when I'm trying to come with something new. And you're an undercover DJ who's apparently you weren't an undercover DJ, you just parked it for a while. So I'm really fascinated with the fact that you retired it and you brought it back. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it was one of those things that I parked it, but it wasn't. I didn't really want to park it. I think I just at the time it felt I couldn't get any joy out of the things that I loved. So that's why I stopped doing it. Now I feel like I love playing a track and I love seeing the reaction on somebody's face. If I play a song, um, I tend to remember my followers, and anybody who comes into my chat. If they tell me an artist or a song they like, I remember it, and I will. If they come into my stream, I saw Sandra Radiate in the chat. If she comes into the stream, I know she loves New Edition, so I'll drop on a
Nice.
Johnny Gill track for her. Mimi Berry, I know when she's lurking, she knows that I know what track to play to bring her out of lurk. Lady
Well, you know
Prestige,
what
I
to
can
bring me
play.
out of
Yeah,
lurk, so that's pretty easy now. I almost didn't turn on my
absolutely. Yeah,
stream because you had a
yeah.
little set going just now, and I'm thinking you could just send me that Omar set. I am very, very happy. There's not a lot of
Oh
people who
yes,
play Omar. That is, it's actually mostly folks in the UK that
yeah,
appreciate his craft. The
yeah.
folks over here don't know it as much. There's very few US or North American DJs that you hear play Omar. So whenever I hear it, I'm just like, yes. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was a dope set. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Janice BR,
thank you.
welcome in, hun. Thank you for joining us. For everybody who's rolling in that we haven't said hello to yet, we are in conversation with myself and Eddie Boomart. We're just going through his early journeys of his DJ career that he kept hidden from me until I found it on stream one day. And I'm very happy I did. I have to say that I enjoyed your stream. I've caught a couple of them now. Yeah, you got a vibe. You got a wicked party vibe that's going on. I was just like, yeah, yeah. And you
Oh,
got the
thank you.
graphics on the side and everything. And you're in the bar, so you're a bartender, you're a DJ, you're an artist. You're doing all this. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I love it. Thank you. Thank you.
As Mimi Berry says, the legend of Boom was born.
I got. If Mimi Berry's going to bring out the voice stuff, I've got stuff I can bring out on her. She's gonna.
Well, Mimi, just be careful because I'm happy to have him scandal you as well. Yeah, yeah. So from 2014, you came back
Yeah.
over. Now, Twitch came alive, obviously, because of
Yes.
lockdown for a lot of folks. So I only know Ray Domingo because of Twitch. I never heard of him before, of course, because I'm over
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Same with a lot of the DJs nowadays. When I look at my collection of people, you did the R&B stream, and you were still doing art. So you were kind of juggling between the two.
Yes. So I when I first started with the artwork on Twitch, I was doing Thursdays and Saturday mornings. So it was a Thursday evening and a Saturday morning. And on a Saturday morning, they were two completely different streams. So the Saturday morning one, very light-hearted, very sort of people coming in when they're waking up from a Friday night, come in and chat away, and I'd put TV show on in the background, like, or a cartoon, um, really random chats, and I'd just sit there and draw for 4 hours. The Thursday night stream was unruly as hell. Completely different. But yeah, it was great. It was great. I had to, yeah, tell people, like, with younger viewers, Saturday morning is the one you want to join, not the Thursday night.
You need to have that 18 plus disclaimer on a Thursday just
Yeah,
to let people
indeed,
know your kids need to be in
indeed,
bed.
indeed. So I was doing the two days for art, and then I would do. I was on a Monday night raid. That was, yeah, once a week. I was doing that, so that was enough for me to start off with. And I carried on that for probably about 10 months, and then I started doing more raids. Because I started getting the taste for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Especially since you
definitely.
have that passion for music, it automatically just reignited everything. Everything was probably, I guess, it felt right doing the raids.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. I quite often said it in my streams, in my art streams. If I didn't love art, I wouldn't be doing the art that I'm doing. I think they go hand in hand for me. The art, because if you look, a lot of
They
my
do.
artwork is portraits of musicians.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I do
Actually,
like,
let me
I do,
mention that while we're talking.
yeah,
So for anybody in the chat, everybody should sorry, everybody should have access. I'm gonna have to move this fan. I'm trying to not melt on screen right now, and this fan's gonna take my voice. If everybody in the chat, you can do !Eddie. It will take you to his Twitch page as well as his Instagram page. Selecta Jinx, my little bro, welcome in. Dr. C, my partner in crime for all of my artwork. Thank you, welcome in. And for those of you just joining, we are in conversation with Eddie Boomart, who is an not undercover DJ. At some point, I'll stop saying that, but I'm still in my feelings that you kept that from me, and it had to be Selecta Jinx who outed you, and then I had to fact find that myself. So yeah, that's where I'm at right about now. But yeah, welcome in everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. We're just getting started and digging into the conversation. So they do go hand in hand. Anybody who has not gone to his Instagram page, you need to go there. I've posted some of his stuff. I want to talk more about your technique because you did some
yep,
ballpoint stuff, and I didn't even know people can do that and have such beautiful art. So !Eddie in the chat. Anybody who's looking to find his page on Instagram and find his page here on Twitch, please click and follow. You will not be disappointed on his DJing, and you will not be disappointed on his artwork. So yeah, I'll be plugging you like nonstop because I saw you work when you did the piece for Stretch.
yes,
I think
yeah.
it was a live stream. I think he was streaming while you were streaming, and you were streaming him. So yeah. I didn't connect the dots that it was you like right away. Because
Yeah.
we were actually in London together when you gave him the print. I was in London for that Soul Volatiles. I can't remember what he called.
Soul
Soul
Train.
Train. Yeah, where
Yeah.
everybody and all the DJs showed up. So when I saw the
Yes.
picture after, I'm just like, damn it. Like, yeah, he was there. I could have met him in person. But yeah.
Yeah. No, it was a wild night. The Stretch one I actually did. It was that was an event. I thought, you know what, I need to put this art to the test now and challenge myself. A lot of my artwork takes many, like 40 plus hours.
Wow.
And I thought for the purpose of streaming, it's not. I, don't get me wrong. I know like people would love to see me doing the artwork on there and taking 40 hours, but they'd much prefer to see something started and finished within the stream. So one of the things, and Mimi Berry will test to this as well. One of the things that I challenged myself to right at the beginning was I need to work out a way of doing a drawing in an hour. And I actually prepared over 4 months testing myself every Thursday.
Being able to do that
Yeah,
in an
I do it on
hour.
there. Yeah, on stream I do it, and if I make a mistake, I make a mistake. So I started in September, October, November, December, and then in January I did 12 drawings in 24 hours, and I did it in two 12-hour stints.
That is crazy.
No breaks. I loved it. I absolutely buzzing through it.
I'm like,
It
that's
was
crazy.
amazing.
Like, oh, it was great. I loved it.
I think I dropped the ball after that because I didn't really do anything like that again afterwards. I think I need to do that again. Just and shout outs to Mimi Berry and D Wills because they were there for the whole
For the
12
whole,
hours. Yeah,
really? Wow.
they were there the whole 12 hours.
Nice. I had to post DJ Easy P because I was just like, yeah, I was kind of like, yeah, it's got to be a
DJ
dot book too. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Because what I
Easy
see, I'm
P,
like,
yeah.
there's no way you can, and you freehand draw. Like you're not like sketching or like stenciling or anything like that. You're actually.
Yeah. Oh, I've lost the audio. Has anybody else lost
I can
audio?
still hear you. We can still
Oh,
hear
you can
you.
hear me. Oh, I think I
Yeah.
lost you for a sec there. Yeah.
No. We're still here.
Okay.
So welcome in DJ Easy P. You came right in and made yourself welcome. I like you already. Thank you. I don't know if you stream. I'm assuming you do. If you do, you are getting a shout out.
That's my bro right there. He's
I will have to follow you later
serious
and check out
turntablist.
his work.
He loves his Omar as well.
he does. Well, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
DJ Easy
he's
P.
actually
I'm coming to check you out. I'm an Omar fan, so I'm gonna come in and make some noise in your chat one day. Um,
he live yeah he lives not far from Stretch
oh, is
up in
he's in
Manchester.
Manchester? Okay,
He is indeed.
okay. Huh. My next trip to Manchester. There we go. There we go. I think the journey to Twitch is something I wanted to kind of jump back on because I think you
Yeah.
joined mainly because of lockdown, and you
Yes.
joined and you started doing art,
Yeah. Well, the first two streams I did were DJ
DJ
streams.
streams. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
The first two I did, and I forgot that I'd actually done them. So when DJs do shout outs and the clips come up, there was these clips of me coming up in my bedroom off my phone. I'm like, what is this? You look so young there.
I do wish that there was a way that you could specify which clips pop up. Like there's sometimes I'll be in like Jinx's stream and somebody will like he'll do the shout out. And I'm always
Yeah.
thinking, oh, it's perfect. Like it's me and him and it's in his stream. And then there's other times it comes up and I'm just like, that's not the stream. That's not the pop-up I want. Like my face is like right up into the camera. I'm just like, that's not the yeah. No, it's not it. Dr.
I
Donna
hear you.
Dundas, welcome in, hun. So you started doing DJing. Were you still working, if you don't mind me asking? So
Oh yeah,
did you
absolutely.
have like lockdown? You were working from home?
I was working from home throughout. Yeah, no, I worked from home throughout, and it was I was able to stream when I was working out on some occasions.
Nice,
Um,
nice,
because
nice.
yeah, because I didn't really share the information with work, so I was lucky I could get away with that during the day. But I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't taking the piss or anything, but I was getting away with what I could.
Which makes sense. So
Yeah.
you've been on Twitch for how long now?
Officially, coming up to 3 years, but I've been
Nice.
doing. I think I got my affiliate anniversary came up a couple of weeks ago. 2 years,
Wow.
2 years affiliate. So
Congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you.
Did
It
you
goes
think
so
you would be
quickly.
on Twitch this long? Like, was
Um,
there a plan once you started to, like, you did your first stream, you did your second stream? Did you kind of feel like this is going to be it? Or were you thinking this was just going to be it and it's COVID? And then after that, you'd figure out what life would look like?
I'll be honest with you. I just wanted to have fun. Like I say, it's that love of playing music for people.
Yeah.
I didn't care for bits. I didn't know. I got somebody threw bits at me, and I had no idea what it was. I was gifting subs, and I had to have people explain it to me. And it was yeah. I'll see a hype train, and I'll miss a hype train, and I still it blows my mind that people um do that for us. It's such a nice easy way to show appreciation
Yeah.
there
Yeah.
and then.
Sorry,
Yeah,
talking about
yeah,
appreciation, I have to interrupt you and I apologize. So,
that's right.
Mimi, I saw you asked a question about dropping the link, and thank you for bunking me upside of the head, Apple Blossom, for the double reminder. So, when I put the links in for your Instagram and I put it in for your Twitch, I actually forgot to put the link in for your Etsy. So, yeah, if you can drop the link, I don't know if Mimi can do it. You can try and do it. If not, I know Apple Blossom, you have it, but I would love for people to also know where they can get your work because I was going to mention that as well. Completely forgot. Completely forgot.
Oh, thank you,
Look at
thank you.
that, Mimi. Ta-da. Yes, yes. I feel like I
Thank
need
you.
to have
Yeah.
a conversation with Mimi more than I need to have a conversation with you. I feel like she has some secrets that she can share about you. That laugh says it all right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's okay.
The nervous laugh.
Then yeah, you're just like, well, yeah. What? Oh, she says she has videos, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. I don't want to have to worry about any copyright things at this point, but yeah, we may have to entertain the videos at a later date. There may need to be a round two where we're just talking about your videos and all of those things that we shouldn't be talking about in stream. But yes. Sorry, and I know I totally interrupted the conversation, but it's one of those that I get into quite a bit.
Yeah.
When I started doing this, and I always say to people, and Apple Blossom probably rolling her eyes right now, I did this whole speech. I'm not here for bits and subs, and I just wanted to come and talk to the people, and I didn't really even want to come and talk to the people, but now I'm here and I don't care. And yeah, I keep saying it's about community. It's about the collective showing up, but I have to admit that it's humbled me many times. Yeah, there's a roll eye when the mod just openly rolls her eye at you on like your own stream. Yeah, the disrespect, right? It hit me one day where it actually humbled me. People were dropping, they were dropping bits, they were dropping crates, and I was just coming here to shoot the shit. Honestly, like there was no
Yeah,
plan, there was no rhyme, and there's no reason. And I really always say that I appreciate it. It's not expected. And I'm hearing you talk
absolutely.
about it, and I'm feeling that same energy where there's folks that it's a business for them, and I get it.
Yeah,
But there's other
yeah,
folks that really just come here to have fun. But it,
absolutely.
it touches you, right? Like I have to say, like there's many
Yeah,
times I get like even the resubs, I'm just like, you guys came back. Like,
yeah.
I show up once a week. I can't even figure out another day to show up. I show up once a week and they come
Hmm.
back, right? Like
Yeah,
that's yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, for somebody to come into my stream once, love it. If they come back a second time, amazing.
yeah,
But some of people at my stream come in over 2 years.
yeah,
Blows my mind,
yeah, yeah,
and I'm forever grateful for that. It makes it even more worth it. It's not about, it's never been about the money for me, and I totally appreciate that. Some people do it as a business, and I
yeah.
understand why. And I think it's a great outlet for
It
that.
makes sense for it.
Um,
Exactly, right?
100%. But it's, which is the great thing about Twitch, it caters for them and it can cater for us as well, like
That's
coming in
true.
here, having fun. So
Yeah, yeah.
um, I love that. Yeah, love that. Mystery Man UK,
DJ
obviously.
Mystery Man UK, welcome in the Scratch Master DJ Easy P. So, Easy P's got some nicknames as well. With nice, nice, nice. Nikki Reds, welcome in, hun. Thank you for joining us. We are in conversation with Mr. Eddie Boomhart. I'm going to stop heckling you now. I'll just leave it alone. Eddie Boomhart. We'll go there. We'll leave it alone. And do you notice that there's a difference with your community, whether you're doing music or you're doing art? Like, do you see the same community show up, or do you see certain people show up more for your DJing, or do they show up more for your art? Do you notice a
I
difference?
I think the same people come back to my streams, to be honest. Um, yeah, it's the same people that come in for my DJ streams or my art streams. Before it used to be quite different, but now it's pretty much the same audience.
Nice, nice.
Um, and I love that because I can literally do a pop up and play music, and the same people will come in like this afternoon. Or if I did a Saturday morning and I'm doing artwork, they'll come in and still enjoy it nonetheless. It's fantastic to
Do
have
you
that.
find that you are motivating more people to get more interested in art that maybe weren't?
I hope so. I think a few people have come into, quite a few people have come in the stream. I'm quite enthusiastic about my pens and paper. So if anybody starts me, I do tend to go into one, and I'm waiting for Mimi Berry to put something in the chat. She will in a minute. But I love it when people come and ask me what I'm using.
Deek,
How
is that
how
the
do I
word
do
that
it?
is that what you're waiting for?
Yeah,
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 there we go.
that's it. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's an amount of people that come in and ask me, how do I do this? What, and then I think it just comes in naturally. I just want them to. It makes me. It gives me a buzz to hear people that want to start or don't know what to do or don't
Yeah,
know where to start. Um, and then I mean, I'm always willing to give advice or my recommendations or things they can start off with,
yeah,
um, and encouragement as well. I like encouraging people as well. We get a lot of streamers. There's a lot. I mean, over COVID, there's a lot of people who've been deeply affected by being locked up at home,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
having the opportunity to speak to somebody who does artwork or is a DJ or chat show host,
yeah, yeah,
or you've got this now, this access to ask people for their opinion, not their opinion, their advice or recommendations. Whereas you can't do that on TV. You can't ask the
You
TV
can't.
show host,
No,
how
no.
do
And
I
you
do
can't
that?
just reach out to somebody's Instagram page and say, "Hey, you're cool. Can you tell me all about?" Like, I think when I think about Twitch over the last, like, I've been on Twitch now for 3 years. Nita Don, welcome in, hun. Funhouse is here. What I've learned and what I've realized is the access to one another is very different than a Facebook or an Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Because I remember the days of, I'm dating myself. I remember the days of MySpace. So MySpace back then, I actually had a lot of connections with a lot of the artists. They had pages, their people had pages. You can connect, and then that kind of fizzled away. So it feels like Twitch is a version of that, where you really do get to interact. And then me doing this now, having this conversation with you, I never would have known who you were if it wasn't for
yeah,
Twitch. And there's a lot of folks who see a version of you, whether you're doing art or you're doing music, and you're now here talking and sharing, and your community is getting to learn more about you beyond what you're doing while you're also multitasking, right? So I think that's there's something special about Twitch. There's more positive than negative that gives that access. Yeah.
Absolutely.
For your artwork, how did it begin for you? Like, when did it start? Did you go to school or?
So with the artwork, I can remember. I can remember back to probably about 3 or 4 years old. My dad used to get the newspaper every day, and he used to get a ballpoint pen, and he used to deface like whoever's on the front page. And at that time, it was Margaret Thatcher that used to get it all the time. So he used to draw her, turn her into a cartoon, and I used to be fascinated. So he'd do it, and I'd he'd do it in the morning. I'd come down for my breakfast, see the newspaper there. Oh, 1 second. Technicals. I'd see it in the morning, and can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
I'd come down in the morning, see it, and I'd be fascinated on how he's done it. So I would come down even earlier and watch him do it. And I'd see his technique, and I'm pretty much the same technique he did back then. But he did that, and then I started doing it, just doodling. And then throughout school, art was always my subject. I could never really grasp all the academic, like the maths, English, etc. I did it all, but I was more interested. I always used to put my heart and soul into art. And then when I went to art college, and then I had to leave because of basically problems outside of college. But I ended up going into full-time employment in retail. And
wow.
Yeah, at the age of 20, I went into retail and stayed there I'm still in retail, to be honest with you. I work at the back end now in the IT department. So that's another passion I have, is I do actually enjoy my day job. Not a lot of people can say that, but I really do enjoy my day job.
We're going to touch on that. That's actually interesting. It's interesting. Yeah. So wait, I just want to ask before we move forward, was your dad also, was his art a hobby, or was it something that he just kind of, his hand was just, he had that creative itch and it just kind of.
He did. Yes, indeed. He just had that creative.
So it's hereditary.
Yeah. And to be fair, my mum, she won't admit it, but she was actually quite good at drawing as well. And my brother as well, he's very good at drawing. So it's all of us have it in the family. And then I have family members across, or cousins, etc. They're all really good as well. So there's a few of us.
That's pretty dope.
And off the back of them seeing me drawing, I'm hoping that they will
pick it up.
To pick it up as well.
Yeah. It's therapeutic.
Absolutely.
It's definitely therapeutic. I know I did it when I was small, and I played the piano. I did some other stuff. DH Lady, welcome in, my sis. And I remember looking back at old artwork, and I'm just like, I don't remember how I drew Roadrunner. I look at it now, I'm like, there's no way I really drew that when I was like a little, 7, 8 years old. Me trying to do that now, But I love watching people be able to just create, and they're not tracing, they're not stenciling, they're literally freehand, right? So, but you went to art college, you left, you did retail, you love retail, you're still in retail on the corporate side, on the IT side.
Yeah, indeed. But throughout that retail experience, I have been doing art, just doodling here and there. I've always kept sketchbooks throughout. And then, do you want me to fast forward to when I actually started getting back into
this
the
is
artwork?
Our conversation. You can go wherever you would like to go, wherever you're comfortable, because I know you kind of touched on and you moved away from. So wherever you're comfortable at speaking, here to support you.
I guess so throughout, I didn't really do anything major with it. I think I was always lacking in that confidence to show people what I could do. So I never really thought I was that good. That's why I never progressed it at college and never went into an art career, because I never thought I was good enough. I always look at everybody else's artwork and think, oh, I can't do that. That's too good.
Interesting.
Without thinking, you've got to put the work in.
Yeah.
So then I do the occasional tattoo design for a lot. I did quite a few tattoo designs for friends and stuff over the years. Um, and
As
then
I raise an eyebrow, I'm just like, note to self. Next tattoo, Eddie Boom art. Okay, we're good. Check.
that's another thing. I want to pick up a tattoo gun. So at
I
some
was
point,
actually going to ask you because you have a tattoo along your arm, and I wasn't sure if it's something that you had created or if it's something that. And I know, see, this is what happens when you say it's an open format conversation. We're going to go like
yeah,
everywhere. But yeah, we can talk about that when we get there. But yeah,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah. So and then in 2016, my grandma, she used to come round and sit on a Sunday with us, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to sit there. I'm going to draw her wedding picture. She's one person that's never going to judge me in the wrong way. Like my artwork, she's not going to say she doesn't like it. So I think, let me draw it. So I did it, and she started crying. She loved it. I was like, this is what I wanted. So then I thought, you know what, I'm going to post it on social media and see what happens. Um, in fact, you know what, I've missed out a step. So I went to there was just before this, I went to my cousin's house,
Yeah.
and she did a housewarming. And as a housewarming gift, she said, don't bring any presents. I want you to come here, and I've got a special thing I want you to do. So I walked through the door. She says, go upstairs to the first room on their right, and I want you to pick up one of the canvases in there, and I want you to do a painting. And she'd done this for all the guests on that night, and I thought this is brilliant. I thought this is amazing. She was like, you've no idea what to do, so go in there, paint on this canvas, and then just gift it to her. And she collected everybody's. She's not
Wow.
listening now, but she will probably watch if you've got us on YouTube, she'll be watching.
I will be
But that
sending
was,
out the link. Yeah.
yeah, she was, and I told her at the time, she's actually ignited a flame inside of me when I did that. I felt like something sparked for me.
Yeah. You came alive.
Yeah, and then I had the drawings. My grandma, her wedding photo, and she absolutely loved it. So I put it on social media after a little encouragement from others, and the reaction I got from that, I've never been one to take compliments at that point anyway, and it was
Yeah.
really really hard to sit back and listen to all these people saying all these nice things about me. I'm like, wow, blew my mind a little bit. So I took it, thanked everybody, and I thought, right, I need to do something else. I've got the itch now. I want to do something else.
You can't stop there. You have to keep going.
Absolutely. So then I picked up an album cover. I think at the time, I think it was a Jodeci album cover. I picked it up and I thought, I'm going to draw this, and it was the most technical drawing I could see, and I was like, this is ridiculous. So I did it, and then I posted it. Everybody loved that one as well. And then I thought, you know what, I want to look at something really detailed and like a portrait. And I've
Yeah.
got a picture of my godson. Really great photo of him wearing these sunglasses. And I looked at it and I thought, right, let me do this. And I drew it, and I showed it to him, and he's only, at the time he was 4 years old, and I showed it to him. I said, who is it? And it's me. And I was like, when he said that it was me, I was like, that's it. If he can say,
You've
if he can
nailed it.
realize,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that got me, and then even more. And then I just started doing Bob Marley drawings and Stevie Wonder, and then I started picking up the ballpoint pen at that point, and I started really going in and hammering them out. I was drawing. I'd do my 9 to 5 job during, and then so I'd do my 9 to 5 job. 5:30, I'd have a break, eat something, and then from 6:37, I was drawing up until 1 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Every day, 7 days a week. Sorry, 5 days a week, and on the weekend, I'll do the whole weekend. I'll do it.
Oh my
Stop going
God.
out with my friends and stuff.
So when you were doing the drawings in the beginning, because I know we
Yeah,
talked about the ballpoint a little, we're gonna get back there. Were you doing the
yeah.
drawings and it was only like it was just like pencil? Were you doing painting as well, like color, black and white?
So it's always been pen for me.
Oh, it's always
I'm a
been
bit,
pen. Okay.
yeah, I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to painting. I don't like mess. I'm messy, so I don't like using paints because I know I'll spill the water and I'll drop paint everywhere.
It'll be dripping in
Um,
places and yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, I very much like to keep it as clean as possible, and pens is about as clean as I can. Pencils I don't like, because when you're using pencils, it smudges and
It
gets
smudges.
everywhere, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm a
that annoys
lefty,
me.
so I don't do this type of lefty, but it did
Yeah.
make a difference with the way my hand, it just, yeah, it wasn't. As Mimi Berry says, happy accidents. Happy accidents.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely, absolutely. I've had a
Um,
few of those.
1 second. Disco Darren, welcome in. I'm just going to try to see if I can
Let's
catch
go
some
down.
names real quick. Disco Darren, somebody else I saw pop in here, and I'm probably Six Boss, welcome in. I'm pretty sure the mods have already given you a shout out. Disco Darren, if you've not gotten a shout out, if my mods can please also shout out Disco Darren. I caught your stream the other day. You had a bunch of ladies on your stream the other day as well. Yeah, we need to catch up. I need to learn more about what's going on in these Twitch streets when I'm not modding or doing what I'm doing. So yeah, for everybody who's here, Eddie is really humble. Even when I was talking to him, I was just like, I wasn't sure how this conversation was going to go, because he wasn't screaming and shouting all of the things that he has done. I was going through his Instagram page and was like, no, like I'm really hoping he's going to want to talk. So I'm glad that you're talking. As Lady Prestige says, like, we're loving these stories. It's touching. I'm trying not to get teary hearing you talk about, you're drawing for your grandma and stuff like that. But for everybody who is new, welcome in, exclamation mark Eddie, for Eddie's Twitch page, Eddie's Instagram page. The mods should now have your Etsy page as well if you want to see and purchase any of his artwork. Amazing artist. I like, just amazing. Nothing is stenciled. Everything is freehand. There's no, what did Easy P say? Dot to dot. There's no dot to dot coloring going on over here. So sorry. Yeah, I know I just had to do that mini interruption, but let's please get back to the conversation. I'm loving these stories because I'm assuming that a lot of your community, they don't get this deep dive while you're in the midst of doing what you're doing, but your level of commitment and for how many hours that you're doing the work, like that's commitment. Like, that's passion and commitment.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest, I mean, I could tell you one of the biggest things I get kick out of is having the social media connections with all the celebrities. Everybody you see that I draw, I tag as many of them as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been contacted by everybody, nearly everybody.
Yeah.
I've spoken to Bounty Killer, I've spoken to Teddy Riley, Omar. All of these guys have all connected with me through my art, and it blows my mind. These are my peers. These are the guys that I grew up looking up to, and to
Yeah.
be able to have that same admiration I have for them,
That they've got for
and
you.
it blows my mind.
Yeah.
It blows my mind, and I have to pause every so often and think about it. I've written a list of all the celebrities that I've been in touch with, in one way or another. And
Yeah.
I look at that list and I pinch myself every time I look at it. I'm never going to share that full list with anybody. It's for me. It's just one for me, just to go and say, you know what, Eddie, this is what you've done.
But even just scrolling through your Instagram page, like, I mean, your picture is Biggie. Like, I'm a diehard Biggie. I'm sure you can see Biggie in the back on my shelf. There's some more over here that you can't see on the other side of the camera.
Yeah.
But even just watching, like, going through your Instagram page and looking at post after post, your Jill one that you did, I reposted that one with the actual ballpoint pen, watching you at work. And I'm just sitting here thinking, how did your brain come to that point of realization, like, this is it? Like, that moment you said you got the spark, like, that spark just feels like it just keeps growing and growing, right? Like, it just feels like it's unlimited what your potential is.
I want to yeah, sorry, can you say that again, please?
No, go where you're going.
Yeah.
Go where you're going. I want to. No, finish that thought.
Yeah, no, I a complete brain block there.
This
I
is
was
what
about to say
excited folks
something
when
like
I
a
say this is
complete brain block.
unscripted and it's a conversation. There's no script here. There's no 20 questions to be asking. The potential, your growth and your potential, like, you keep seeing it evolve, right?
I don't like perfection, but I like constant improvement. I don't ever want to be perfect. I don't.
Perfect
It's
is
weird. I don't.
boring. I don't know.
It
Like
is boring.
it's
It is boring.
boring. Yeah.
I like looking at my artwork and saying that's wrong there, and everybody else is like, no, what are you looking at? But I can see the
You
wrong,
can
and
see
but I
the
like
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's my mistake. I've made that mistake.
It's your signature, right? That becomes your
Yeah,
signature for that specific piece, right? So yeah,
absolutely, absolutely,
they can always try to imitate, but they can never duplicate.
absolutely, absolutely.
Do you
Yeah.
have a favorite piece,
Do I have a favorite piece?
or does it change?
It changes. It changes. The big one is right up there though. Um, I think I that was quite early that I did that one. In
Really?
this journey, I did that in 2018. Yeah, I did that in 2018, and it took me. That's probably about 70 or 80 hours worth of work on that one. Um, but that seems to be everybody's favorite of mine. That's
Yeah.
my bestseller of my prints, hoodies and sweaters. That everybody seems to go for that one. And
Wait,
I
there's
understand
hoodies
it's
and sweaters.
iconic.
I didn't check out your Etsy. Like I told you already,
I've got the hoodie.
I didn't
Yeah,
really stroll around. I was coming to learn with the community all about you.
yeah,
So, do you want to take a moment and then talk about what's going on in your Etsy store? You do print as well
yeah.
as
So I've got a clothing on there as well. I've got hoodies, sweaters, t-shirts. Um, I mean, everybody that's got the hoodies loves them. I think Mimi Berry might have one. I don't know if AZP's got one on my tees, but yeah, everybody that gets, yeah, they're good quality. It's got my artwork on it. Um, I'm the worst salesman for myself as well. That's the one thing, because
well,
I'm
I'm
so,
watching you right now and I'm
yeah.
thinking, usually when you tell somebody, hey, like plug, and I'm usually thinking like, they're just like, and you're just like, yeah, I kind of got this little hoodie and whatever. So F Boss,
Yeah,
thank you for keep putting the link out there for the Etsy. So I'm glad that Mimi mentioned it and Apple Blossom for nudging me. For those who are missed that link, if you're following him on Instagram, that link I believe is in his bio. And if you're following him on Twitch, you can see his work action and live, whether he's DJing or if he's doing art. So this is just a passion for you. Would you ever leave the corporate job and do this full time?
um, I think if yes, I would. Yeah, in a short. Yeah, yeah, I would. Yeah, in short, absolutely. I think I've always thought this would be my retirement job.
Mm,
I don't want to sit there when I actually retire. I don't want to sit there and sit back and do nothing. I want to keep going, and this is
yeah,
something I could do.
yeah.
I could quite happily jump on stream and draw. That's something I would do as a fun thing. Enjoy engaging with people and talking. I love talking. I can talk for hours about art, so I can do that, and then do commissions and whatnot in the background. I'm quite
Yeah,
happy to do it
yeah.
that way. Yeah.
Do you do a lot
Um,
of commissions?
I have slowed down a little bit the last year, but I want to rebrand. And like I say, I'm my own worst salesman. So I need to start putting myself out there again and getting my face on Instagram, which is what I don't do. It's funny because I'm quite willing to get on front of the camera on Twitch, yet I won't go on Instagram and do a quick video to say hi, I'm Eddie Boom, come and buy some of my artwork.
You need to. You need to. You need to. I'm gonna take this clip. I'm gonna put it up. And by the way, there's Eddie Boom. He's actually promoting himself. DJ Scarpion, welcome in. Welcome in. So for everybody here, you can do !Eddie, and that will take you to his Instagram page and his Twitch page because he's too humble to advertise for himself. There's also an Etsy page where you can check him out and check out his line and his gear. Do you like I asked you the question, would you actually give it up, the corporate life and do this full time? Do you ever really consider what that could look like is that a do you sit down and think, is that a 5-year plan that you could do it? And you're your own worst enemy now, but could you start putting in those building blocks to keep building your brand until you notice that you could just transition over if you wanted to?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I do little to no plugging of myself, so it's an easy step for me to
Yeah,
start
yeah.
doing that. Um, and I think what I want to do is get that celebrity endorsement behind me, and I don't want. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in it for the money, but it would be nice to make a living off of it.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't need to make millions. Just need to be happy. That's all I
yeah,
want.
yeah.
And I'm sure I can do that with what I've got, the talent I've got. Um, I put enough hours into it, and I'm sure I could. I think I need to, and I will be putting some time into planning that out. What I wanted to do was actually exhibit my work. I wanted to do one. I had a vision before COVID of doing an exhibition in England
Yeah.
and then bring it to London. I wanted to do an exhibition with, funny enough, I wanted to that. My vision was have a wine bar sort of scene, um, live acts in there. I wanted Omar to perform. I wanted Soul
Just
to
give me
Soul to
enough
do
time to buy that ticket, my friend. I am there. I am definitely there. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
And you know what?
absolutely.
It's something you can still do.
Yeah,
Like I've met Justin Boa twice.
yeah,
They did a Red Bull event, and then he did another pop up here in Toronto a couple years back, and it was a
yeah,
similar type of setting, where it was this, and those who know him could show up and appreciate it. So it was an intimate setting. A
yeah.
couple of his pieces were up there. Some people brought their pieces. Mine was too big to bring on the subway, but I think that is something that you can definitely do now because I think a lot of people are looking for that live intimate experience that they had on
Yeah,
Twitch that they can now
yeah,
bring live. And that's something you had before Twitch that you can still bring live.
absolutely,
And you could take it
absolutely,
all around the UK, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we've got a great music scene over here, and because I'm very old school, it's Soul to Soul, your Omars, and all
yeah,
these guys are so approachable and so accessible to me now.
yeah, yeah.
And I've actually spoken to a few people pre-COVID. I need to re-engage and get those wheels rolling again. Um, absolutely doing that. And then I was thinking about bringing it to the US. Um, I actually spoke to somebody. I'm not name dropping, but I did speak to somebody who is very close to Teddy Riley, and they wanted to bring me over pre-COVID to exhibit some of my work, but I didn't have enough of a portfolio at that point. Um,
You
so
do
I do,
now.
I do absolutely now. I've got about 80 to 90 drawings that
Yeah.
I can exhibit. Um,
Well, not
well,
only not
yeah,
only that though, hun, like you also now have international presence, right? Like it's
mhm,
one thing to be Don MC welcome in. It's one thing to be like well known within your area, right? But Twitch has given us that outlet where the sky is the limit in terms of connection, right? You have a friend over here in Canada, you have folks in the US, you have the list of all the folks you've connected with that you can reach out to. They're scattered
yeah,
all over the world. So there's so much opportunity now, and again, it's the plus of Twitch. And I always say it, there's always a blessing in disguise in every situation, right? COVID, and as unfortunate as it is, I've lost family members. Everyone's lost somebody as a result of COVID. It's a real thing, regardless of what people want to say
mhm,
about it. But the other real thing is that it's brought a lot of people together.
100%,
The people who
100%.
realized that they didn't like their spouse, or they didn't like their job, or they didn't like the house, or they didn't like this. Like so many people have tapped into their creativity or their
Mhm,
past hobbies because of COVID. It's forced them to slow down, right? So as I'm saying, like there's so much opportunity that like the lockdown has provided. It's unfortunate for the loss, but the win and the blessings are, I'm going to say that they're a lot bigger. You have to see them as that
yeah,
bigger, right?
mhm, absolutely,
Mimi said that
absolutely.
part. Yeah. Yeah. I say that all the
Yeah,
time. That part.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I,
It's not easy
yeah.
though, right? Like, I mean,
Mhm,
you talked about having that moment prior to all of this where you kind of had a moment where you just had to step back. And I think we all have that throughout the journey of our lives. Um, I'm pretty sure all of us have a story of that. But COVID shifted a lot of people. Like, even like, like a lot of people either blossomed or they didn't.
mhm,
I always say
yeah,
if you come out of COVID and you're the exact same, you missed the moment, right? Like
yeah, yeah.
COVID had to have changed you positively or negatively. There should have been some change as a result of COVID. Do you feel that it's been a plus in terms of your creative strength and your growth?
Absolutely, absolutely. I say I had that obsession with doing the artwork, and I was doing it throughout the week, 7 till midnight or whatever. However, when COVID started, I actually slowed down and I thought, you know what, quality over quantity. Where
Interesting.
I was pushing out 7, 8 drawings, and I had multiple going at the same time.
Yeah.
I now slowed right down. So I was working on maybe 2 or 3 at a time, and then just parking up other drawings. I've got quite a few unfinished drawings, but I can pick them up at any
I
point.
think every creative person has unfinished work. It's
Yeah,
never you know when it's the right time to actually pick it up and finish it, right? So
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, in short answer is yes, absolutely been positive for me. Um, Twitch, I mean, all these amazing people that I've met on here, yourself, my whole community are amazing. I can't thank them enough for keeping me going throughout and making me want to do better and
Yeah.
improving, constantly improving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And amazing. I couldn't have asked for a better outcome to Twitch than what I've already got.
How does family life and Twitch life and your creative life, how do they all kind of flow together? Or are they all flowing together? Is probably the better question. We're
I
now
think that's the
outside.
tricky that's the tricky part, is making
Yeah.
that all work. I'd say work and Twitch, I'm good at flipping between those two.
Okay.
I think it's the family part that am sure. I'm not married or anything, but I do find that hard to make time for my friends as well. My friends outside of Twitch,
Yeah.
um, friends and family. And I often say to myself, like, pull myself up and say, look, there's real life out there. You need to go and sort that out. Go and check in those real life things first.
Yeah.
And then because it was all hand in hand. You go and spend some time with your family. You go spend some time with your friends. That's fulfilling in one way, and it'll helps you with the Twitch side of it, or the work side of it,
It
or the
does.
and
Yeah.
vice versa. The work stuff and Twitch stuff helps you with the other. So it's all hand in hand. Um,
It's
yeah,
interesting
but
because oh yeah. Well, exclamation mark ask or hashtag ask if you want to ask questions, because somebody's already just pinned one here. You know, that means you single. So I guess folks want to know. I actually wasn't even going to get into that part of your business, but since I'm going to have to, like, Drea, I'm going to out you right now. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
oh wow, yeah, I'm
You
single.
are not you're not obligated to answer any question that you're not comfortable with answering, but I just figured that, that was just, I was like, everything that you said, and her ears perked up and like, whoops, wait, yeah, I'm not married or anything. Shreya, shame on you, girl. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Pens, music, single.
But it's interesting that you said that you have to you have to, like, I haven't gotten to that point yet, and I know people razz me all the time. Like, I was I was in lockdown before lockdown, right? So similar to a
Yeah,
conversation you're saying, like, I literally, people only saw me at a basketball game or a concert. If there was a birthday, a wedding, very rarely I went to a funeral because I was kind of done with them. But let's grab drinks, let's go for dinner. Nah. But if you're at the same basketball game, I'll see you there. Like, I kind of really
yeah,
shut down from socializing with people, and then COVID just made it perfect because then I didn't have
yeah,
to worry about getting the invitations anymore. I could just, like, peace
yeah,
out.
yeah,
And now Twitch is around. I'll say I'm out of hibernation because of Twitch, but now I can stay and socialize and still not leave my house. Like, I have an abundance of people
yeah.
I now could call my family. I do not have to leave my house.
That part there.
Yeah, right. Like, and I love them all. I talk to them all. There's some folks I talk to pretty much every single day. And I'm just like, yeah, oh wow. Like, Disco Darren is like calling you out and saying you're turning red. I'm trying to move the conversation along. And as you can see, your community wants to keep you back in that conversation. So yeah, 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 yeah. He called me out of lurk mode. Yeah, 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 yeah. Disco Darren, shame on you. I expect better from you, Disco Darren. No, I'm not shooting Mimi. I'm just kind of just spitting facts, hun. Just kind of, But honestly, we don't have to leave our house, right? Like, it's
Yeah,
just, yeah, I've gone out for Twitch events, which is interesting. Like, there's folks I knew way before Twitch, and I met them because we've met on Twitch, and like, okay, like, it's 15 years. Am I ever gonna, like? So now there's a couple of DJs I've met and interacted with, but there's a lot of times I'm still like, yo, I could just turn on a stream. I'm in my house. I can multitask and do what I'm doing. I can read a book. I could do whatever. I'm usually chatting in the chat, but yeah, like you
Yeah.
can still have a very active social life, which some will say it's not a good thing because you're not actually interacting. But do you find that you prefer to stay in and socialize, and or because you sound like you have to like kind of pull yourself out to go out?
I think for me, I need both. I need to socialize outside of work, outside of Twitch, as well as being in the chats as well. I think I've found it a little bit more difficult with the demands of work recently.
Mm.
Being able, I think during lockdown, I was in every chat throughout the day, throughout the week, from the
I had like
start to the
one
end of the day.
headphone with some with Jinx was there. I
Yeah,
had one headphone in, or DJ Smiles or Stretch or somebody. I've got the
yeah,
headset on, and someone's asking my. I'm like, hold on, I have to put the stretch the stream on mute. But usually it was the meeting that was on mute, and I was live in the chat in the Twitch streets. I'm just like, yeah, I was that was. I miss it, to be
absolutely.
honest with you.
Yeah,
I felt I was
yeah,
almost more productive at work because I
absolutely.
had the
Yeah.
community there that I was socializing with, and you wanted to kind of like hurry up and get that call out of the way so you can go back to your chat people. Yeah, Mimi, I know you're laughing at me. At least I'm being honest. I'm being honest. Being honest. But I like this. I like the fact that you say that you need both. Sometimes
I
I'm
do.
just like,
Yeah.
I don't know if I really need both.
Yeah, yeah, no, and I totally get it. And everybody's got their differences. I think for me, I've always been I wouldn't say always been. I think from that 2014 stepping back, I was quite reserved before that, and I took a I don't know if it was a conscious thing, but I just became a way more sociable afterwards. Um, I started going on holiday with friends and being out on a Friday night, Thursday night, throughout the week. Just enjoyed the company of other people, and then I get equally get that same sort of pleasure being on Twitch in the chat, enjoying music with people,
Yeah.
or if on my own stream doing an art stream and chatting about pens and paper and
Yeah.
yeah.
You got the community there enjoying right along with you.
Yeah, I think when you see somebody who's passionate about something, it makes it a little bit more. I mean, not everybody's going to enjoy it, but I think art's quite therapeutic to watch.
It is.
Um, then if you've got somebody who's passionate about it, talking about it, it helps.
Yeah.
Um,
I would
and yeah,
say
and it's
art is
got
more therapeutic to watch than to do because I
mhm,
used to draw way back when, and I never
yeah,
kept it up. I just, there was just
yeah,
too many things to do, and that like something had to drop, and it was easiest to drop that.
yeah,
When I think about the frustration when I couldn't get something to look the way I envisioned it, it would force me to keep trying, but it also frustrate me because I can never get it to look the way I want it to look. So when I'm watching you do your work and I'm looking at the finished work, like how you said you spend hours, like
yeah.
you'll work on a piece for hours. Do you ever just like rip it up and start again, or do you just kind of just continue with the same piece?
I've never since 2016 was it 2000 yeah I've not ripped up any of my artwork. If I make a mistake, I'll just file it away, and I'll keep it as a reference, um, to so just for myself, so I can look back and say I have made mistakes before
To see
that
your growth.
that I can't rectify.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
So you
so
never
really,
destroy a piece, you just store it away.
yeah. I don't think I've never thrown a piece of paper away with any of my artwork. I'd feel a little bit cheating on myself there if I did. It's still something I've created, even if it's gone wrong.
I'm just looking at a question here from Mimi. I know this about Edmund, but do you have your art on hand? No. You know what? Nope. We're gonna say no. 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 I'm still unpacking. I've told you the story about what my bookshelves look like. These top rows are beautiful. The bottom rows, we won't. The camera will not go that low. But yeah, there. I think there's something about keeping your artwork, um, keeping anything creative. Right. I do a lot of
Yeah,
writing, and I have a lot of unfinished work. That's why I asked you about your work before. Every
yeah,
once in a while, I go on my Scrivener app, and I start reading. I'm thinking, damn, this could actually be good. But then the idea of other people reading it, I'm just like, no, it's okay. Just close that. We'll just go back to doing something else. So I understood when you're saying earlier, like when people are giving you the compliments, and you're hearing the kudos of what you've done, like it's some people really thrive on that, and other people it actually makes them shyer. Yeah.
I think
It sounds like you're on the side of you get extra humble and extra quiet when you get too much spotlight.
Yeah, absolutely that.
You're gonna have to do
Somebody
something
told
about that.
somebody told me, and I it's a bit weird, but I actually get more pleasure saying thank you to those people. It said to me, the kind, like when somebody compliments you, the kindest thing you can do is say thank you. It's when anybody says thank you to me, I'm like, you're welcome. That's like it's a really nice thing to say to somebody, acknowledging their kindness towards you.
And the quality of your work, right? I mean, it's like when you sit there and you think about how many hours you just finished a corporate job, you're now doing your artwork, you spent hours until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, you're catching minimal sleep, going back to the job to go back to the artwork, and somebody sees that finished piece of work. No, there's no artwork of mine on Instagram, Drea. So I caught that one in the corner of my eye just now. But when somebody's telling you that thank you, you feel it. Like you genuinely feel it because you're feeling that emotion where you know that you've put in the hours and you've had the frustrating moments or you've seen the reward as things are evolving, right? Like it's just, like that thank you is a lot more than just the thank you. And I think a lot of people, they don't even realize that those two words literally is like a blanket around you of appreciation, right?
Absolutely.
I'm trying not to read the comments that's going on here because between Drea and Mimi, I'm not sure which one are the most non-behaving right about now. Apple Blossom says I usually say I know. Oh, dare I ask? DJ Blair Guardian, hello again. In regards to the DJing, I want to go back to that for a minute. So you've done it professionally, you're retired, you've come back out of retirement. Do you see that as something that you would do full time? Do you think that you would go back to that? No?
Probably no. I don't miss. Well, I actually bumped into a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and I haven't seen him for 25 years. And all he knows is Eddie Boom as a DJ. In fact, he knows me my previous DJ name, which is at that time was DJ Sparks. So he knows me as DJ Sparks, and no, I haven't actually told him my new DJ name.
Do I want to know why you went by DJ Sparks?
At the time, it was in the UK we had a MC Sparks. It's like an MC that we had on the house and garage in the jungle and drum and bass. So I thought, you know what, there's no DJ Sparks around. Let me come call myself that. So I went with that at the time. It was a very easy option. And then one thing happened and I changed it to Eddie Boom. Nicked it off. My dad used to do mixtapes when he was younger, when he first moved to the UK, and his friends all called him Eddie Boom, so I nicked his tag name there.
You have a lot of similarities, if you don't mind me going there, between your dad and yourself. Your dad does art. You've picked it up as a skill, hereditarily, I'm gonna say. The music, same thing. He used to do the mixtapes. Here you are, a DJ, retired. You're back out of retirement. I'm going to say, you're still a DJ. You're on Twitch. People are enjoying your music. Did you see that as a plan, or did it just kind of naturally evolve that way?
It was just organic. I just love. My dad and myself share a lot of the same interests. Westerns, war movies. Reggae music, soul music, and then artwork. Neither of us at that point were taking it seriously, and now I am. It's just coincidence, I think, that I've fallen. Well, I don't know. It's not coincidence. It's hereditary, like you say.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Absolutely. Never even thought about it, to be honest, until you mentioned it there.
Well,
But yeah.
I noticed because you said that it was when you mentioned and I see that image because I think a lot of us have that similar image, right? When you're a kid with your parent,
Mm,
and they're doing that thing and you're trying to do that thing with them or do it better than them, right? I have siblings where we're always like in competition back in the day. But when
yeah.
you mentioned that, your dad drawing the Margaret Thatcher and you trying to get there to figure out how can you do it. And then you just mentioned the
Yeah.
music and I'm sitting there thinking there's a correlation there
Yeah.
of life.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Does he
Oh.
follow your artwork today?
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. He's always, yeah. My mum and dad
Kind
are
of encouraging you
yeah,
to continue in the path, take it
absolutely.
seriously.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
love my artwork, and I love showing it to them.
yeah, yeah,
There's nothing like just getting that look of pride from your parents and
yeah.
what you do. Um, yeah, yeah.
I'd say
I
especially
yeah,
for art, right? Because I know for myself, I used to write like stories back in the day, like so short stories and poetry and whatever. And my mom had a very different outlook. Like her outlook was you cannot make money off of that. You need to go and like work in a bank and get a 9 to 5 type of job. Right. So when I'm hearing you say like your parents are like they love it, they're encouraging of it. Did you ever get that feeling that because you went to art college as well, but did you ever get
yeah.
that feeling from them that they didn't expect you to ever pursue it, or did you always feel that they were always supportive of it?
I think they were always supportive of whatever I did. Um, they yeah. I think I made it sort of yeah. I think when I was younger, I really was very indecisive about going to college and going into a career in art. And then when I eventually said that I'm going to stop going and pursue a career in working in a shop, I don't think I'm not sure if they were happy with it. They never said that to me. They just only encouraged me. Um, as long as I was happy, I think that was the main thing for them. As long as
Yeah,
I was happy, which is great. I didn't have not people. I didn't have parents pushing me in a direction I didn't want to go in.
yeah, yeah,
I'm very much if you push me in a wrong direction, in the direction I don't want to go, I'm going to push back. And I think I was never stubborn about it, but
yeah,
I just I didn't want to do university. It wasn't for me, and they totally understood that.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, I didn't have the same luck and I didn't do university and it was frowned upon. Yeah, that's a whole other
yeah,
conversation. But something Drea typed into the chat and it's very true that I can relate to that. And she said that is a Caribbean culture back in the day. And that was it. Like my mother worked in the bank for decades, right? So it's
yeah,
like you're supposed to be the doctor, the lawyer, the banker, the something. You're not supposed to take up, drawing or any type of a musical something or writing. Is just like what like that's
yeah,
not gonna happen for you, and it didn't matter how great you were at it. For some reason,
yeah,
that vision just didn't translate. That could be. They didn't see that could be food on the table. And for
yeah,
us, people like us, you weren't even thinking
mm,
of it being food on the table. It's a passion that you love, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. I
Yeah.
want to scroll back up as well. So, Mimi, I think I stole your question and I didn't see it before, but I'm seeing it here that my mods have captured it. What does your dad think about what you're doing now? And I think you
Yeah,
kind of
my dad.
answered that already,
Yeah,
right? So,
yeah,
yeah,
he loves it. He asked me about it the other day. I saw him. So yeah, he loves it.
yeah, yeah. Love
Yeah,
specialists, hello, welcome in. For anybody that I've not said hi to, that we have not said hi to, hello, you're in conversation with me, Tap the Soul, him, Eddie Boom Art, talking about music and DJing and artwork and life and the journeys throughout. Um, so you love your corporate job, your IT job.
yeah, I do. I do. I really do.
Do you want
In
to
my
share
job,
anything about it?
um,
You don't have to say the company you work for or anything like that. Just like I think a lot of people are always fascinated that we all have like a 9 to 5 job and what we do in our life has nothing to correlate to what we do in the streets of Twitch. So yeah, yeah. I don't know if there's anything that you'd want to share
yeah,
about that.
I'll give you. I mean, as much information as I can give you is I started off in IT from the bottom. I very much a technophobe during the mid 2000s. I hated computers. I thought they were the beginning of the end. And then I bought my first laptop, and I thought, oh, this is great. And I had LimeWire and Napstar, and I'm downloading
Oh
music and
yes,
all sorts.
yes. LimeWire
And
was it. Yes.
yeah, and I thought this is brilliant. I can get MP3s and
Yeah. Kazam, I think, was
um,
another one back then as
Shazam.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And then the whole email communication thing. Yeah, it was brilliant. I could send emails out and whatnot. And then at work, I started to take more of an interest in the IT side of things in the store that I was working in. And I actually worked my way up into the head office at the previous company, and I
Yeah.
spent 6 years in the IT department there. Left that company, and I went into my current one. I've been there for now 13 years, but they actually, um, I went in there as a temp on a temporary contract on the first line in IT support. So I was basically picking the phone up, hello, IT support, right, restart, do all of that business.
Did you plug
And
in the
then,
wire?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, it was
Did
all
you
of
did
this.
you
Yeah,
plug in that wire? Oh, there you go. Problem solved. Have a nice day. Bye. Yeah.
yeah. I think the problem's sitting in the chair. That was the one. So then
Disco Darren,
they,
I still use dial-up. Stop it. No, nobody wants to still use dial-up. That sound was traumatizing. And when your parents kicked you off of the phone because they needed to make that call and that cut your AOL connection, yeah, that was not good times. Not good times at all. Yeah.
yeah, Disco Darren, I hope you're not streaming off that dial up.
I don't. Could you imagine? That would be quite the scenario.
Wow. Yeah, he's just freezing. Yeah, so my current job, they basically said to me, we can't keep you on first line. We've not not got the capacity. It was only a temporary role in the first place. So they said to me that we've got a role in our development team. We'd be building reports for directors and heads of departments. And I was like, I have zero um, experience in this area. So they said, we'll train you up. So I literally went back to school in 2014 and learned everything on the job. They trained me up fully, and I love that. I love that feeling of going back to school and having a second chance at doing things that and
You blew my mind
learning.
just now. I love the feeling
Yeah,
of going back to school. No, every time I think of a career
yeah,
change and it says like, oh, like yeah, take this course, and I'm like, and still do my full time job and still live a life. No, writing an exam, a test, or anything. Nope. Yeah, nope. Can't do it. My brain just can't take me back there. I want to do it. I just don't want to go through the schooling of it. I absolutely hate school. There's
yeah,
just throw me into the fire of it and let me learn on the fly. Don't put me back in class. Yeah.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
nice that they supported you that way though, because a lot of organizations do not invest in their employees to that level, right?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. They've shown me a lot of love at work and given me a
Yeah.
lot of opportunities. So I mean, I love what I do. Is I actually develop things to help the business and help other the teams in the business speed their job up. So a lot of the time, people are using
You deal
Excel.
with a lot of the automation
Absolutely,
workflows.
that's me. Yeah, I love when I get a task where you've got to save somebody time on doing a report. Um, these are things that they know that because I'm quite enthusiastic about it at work, so I'm quite hopefully I'm quite liked there.
Do you use a
Because they know
specific software?
Cognos and Power BI.
Power BI. Okay.
Power BI is the one that I'm trying to focus on now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think if it's done right, sorry, Chad.
yeah,
I think if it's done
yeah,
right, there's a lot of value because I see some of the folks post some reports using Power BI. And
yeah,
I'm just like, if you just put in the right data, it will spit out the right information. But a lot of people don't even know what data can really be
yeah.
pulled out and extracted. And yeah, you can still make it look pretty versus
Absolutely.
what some other people do. Excel
Yeah,
spreadsheets. That's just not it. But yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. That's I mean that was the key for me is I actually wanted to focus on the data side of it and make sure the data was clean
yeah.
before it comes into Power BI, and then you can spit out all
Then you
those
could
nice
do
pretty looking
exactly.
reports. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the data is key. I hate it. I want to use it. I just don't like because I think there's always that moment for it's like the stuff I deal with in my world where you're going through stuff, you're just like, it's missing this, it's missing that. Nobody marked this field. So there's all this valuable data that you can't even touch because it was never properly configured. Nobody stopped and thought about building the right foundation so you can
Yeah.
pull multiple types of data from the data, right? It's just, yeah, missed opportunities. So hearing that you do that, I'm thinking, yeah, we need a lot more of yous out there in the corporate world, because that lack of automation and being able to pull, the efficiency is gone. You spend a lot of manual hours doing stuff that you should not have to do. Yeah.
That's a bugbear for me in the office, is when I hear people that I see Mystery Man UK's ChatGPT is crazy. I put my code into it the other day and asked it to convert it to the DAX, which is the language, the background of PAL, and it did it. It changed it for me. It wrote the code for me. I'm like, this is not good. This is not good at all.
A lot of people seem to think it's going to eliminate people along the way, right? Like it's gonna.
Yeah.
I think you still need people regardless, but for some reason, I know my organization, they're looking at it. A lot of organizations are looking at it now. We already have it incorporated in some areas, but they're talking about having us have that level of certification. And I'm thinking, I like old school, like just, yeah. Oh my God, I'm recruiting you two to come to my job. We need you for the right money. Yeah, I'm for the right money, so I can travel. If I can come there for 6 months and I can come back here for 6 months, we can talk. We can talk.
Yep.
Yeah. So your corporate job you love. I'm glad you love it, because I love that you love it, because it's a helper. And I think that's really much lacking. Like, I work in IT as well, and I think that is something that you just don't see enough of, because everyone's trying to keep up with technology and move forward, right? I'm tired of tests. I don't think anybody likes testing. Sorry, I see a question here from Get It Back Giggy. Do you do? Yes, he does. Eddie Boom, please answer this question. Not sure if this question was asked. Do you do personalized portraits? Please.
I do indeed. Yes, I do indeed. Get It Back Giggy. Is that how I said? I hope I said it right. Yeah,
so
I do.
Depending on Stretch and Jinx, there could be a battle in here if Stretch was in here. Some say Get It Back Giggy. Some say Get It Back Gigi.
Okay.
So yes. Oh, Mimi saying Giggy, and I don't know if that's a Giggy. We're just gonna leave that alone, because that becomes, and she's laughing because every stream she goes into, you usually hear that is a debate. And I know, I think I was told that I said it wrong the first time I said it here, and I was just like, I'm gonna say whichever one I feel to say. At the end of the day, she's still a beautiful soul. Get it back, Giggy. Get it back, Gigi. But back to the question. Do you do personalized portraits? And if somebody wanted to get personalized portraits, how do they reach out to you?
Absolutely. I think the best, the best way to do it is reach out via Instagram. Just drop me a message on there, and I can give you options and prices, and show you different variations.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Giggy, if you do !Eddie, like F Boz and Apple Blossom are doing, you can actually see his socials if you're not already connected to him. You are welcome, beautiful. Any other questions? I think there was another question actually from Mystery Man UK. Wanted to know what's next for you. Like, what's your vision in terms of your artwork? And I think we touched on that a little bit. And I actually wanted to go back to that, because I think we kind of touched on it and we left it. Like, what's next for your artwork?
So there's a couple of things. Obviously, there's the Twitch side of things. I want to revamp my streams on Twitch. I feel like I've neglected them quite a bit throughout, so I want to revamp the whole thing. I'm only doing Thursday nights artwork at the moment. Got a few ideas. I'm not going to share them at the moment, because I'm
keep them close.
I'm reaching out
but I will say a lot of people here have mentioned that they missed your Saturday stream. I don't know if you saw that earlier. I know there's a few folks when you were talking about the 2 days that you're streaming, and everyone's saying that it was really so good. So just in case you already have that in mind, or you don't, you may have to add that to the list to support your people. They missed your Saturday streams.
Okay.
I'm not even asking for a percentage of the work right now. Like, I'll help market you. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I'll have to get back on those Saturdays. I'll definitely consider it and watch this space.
I think what you say is neglect. I would say is you get comfortable, right? Like, I know I've only been doing this for I want to say a couple of weeks, but apparently it's been a couple of months. When I started this was tied to the Born for Music raid.
Mhm.
I took that step back and I talked about it in one of my streams, and I had to just take a look and think, this wasn't the plan. The raid was the plan. This was only supposed to be once, and that was it.
Yeah.
And now here I am, right? So I had to take that step back and say, where do I go from here? Because I could have stayed doing what I was doing, tied it to the Born for Music raid, which they're still coupled. Like I've changed it color wise, but they're still going to always be together. It's a part of me.
Yeah.
But I think we get comfortable because our community's happy, right? So the folks that show up every stream, they're happy with what we're presenting and what we're putting out there. I think y'all are happy because you guys come back. But you know what I mean? Like they come in, they show us love, whether it's on our Instagram, whether it's the personal messages that we get. So you don't even really stop and think sometimes that you need to change anything. Like you just feel like everyone's happy. Why do you need to change it?
Yeah,
do you ever feel that now?
I think what it is for me is I like it's not necessarily big changes. It's like little changes. I like.
Yeah.
For me, it was the most recent one I did was doing the bar scene, and just putting a little logo, not a little sign on it saying Eddie's Boom Boom Room on it.
Yeah.
And just it is because it sort of gives me a little bit of a boost as well when I'm going on. I've got a new scene I want to show everyone. I want to get everybody's reaction to this, see what they think of it, get a little laugh out of it. Just doing little things, or putting a new emote or a new redemption, things like that. Just small things.
I have so much to learn.
I've
done a couple of emotes. I haven't done anything with my channel points yet. I had Doc C, shout out to Doc C, who did my overlay and he's done my emotes. And I had the color scheme match what I usually have in my. I wanted it to feel like me. And those little changes, I now do a little intro video, a little outro video, and I'm just like I have never used iMovie before. Like me and iMovie were not friends, and now I rely on it every time I go to do a post. I'm just like, well, let me just do iMovie on my phone or iMovie on the laptop, and I'm still learning. But those little things, those little things make a difference. But to your point, it doesn't have to be big and drastic.
Just little subtle things. On that point, I was going to say I love the color scheme and the visuals on your stream. I noticed it before. It's really nice. I like the colors and everything.
Thank you. Yeah. Those who know me, every once in a while I do a post and everything. There's a coordination. The microwave matches that color scheme, and the kettle, and the wall usually. But I've moved, so I haven't painted walls yet. But yeah. This is my color, and that's why I was just like, even the emote when I talked to Doc, I was just like, it has to feel like me. So you and I talking right now. You're 5 hours ahead. You're in a different part of the world, but it really should feel like you and I are jamming on the couch, just having a conversation and everybody's sitting around with us. Like that's really that vibe, which is why I'm like anti green screen. I love green screen. I'm not knocking my people. I love green screen, but there's something really authentic about just sitting here, having this conversation with your background and my background. Like it feels like we're just sitting down in the same space, having a conversation. Right. So
definitely.
Those little touches make that difference of that personal touch.
Yeah.
Drea 100%. With the 100 bits. Thank you. See, it's only because I see it in the corner of my eye. Otherwise, it totally would have left. We have another question. Teddy Stream. Let me post it. And shout out to F-Boz and Apple Blossom. I know that you guys have been capturing questions for me. Thank you. I'm trying to catch them as well and be supportive. So Teddy Stream would like to know, what genre of music could you listen to for at least 24 hours nonstop? Wow. Don't worry about the typo. We got you.
Depends on the day of the week.
That is true.
It's for me, it's either reggae or soul. It's got to be reggae or soul. I can listen to Motown and like classic soul music.
I think it's our upbringing too that does that, right? I think there's something. I'm the same. Like, I can listen to dancehall, the old stuff, not the new stuff. Reggae is always reggae. I think no matter where it is, reggae has always stayed consistent, where it's culture, right? You can appreciate it. Hip hop, new hip hop is for the beats. It's not for the lyrics. Old hip hop, it's both, right? But then when you get into soul, like you grow up listening to that, right? Like and a lot of the new music has been sampling the old music. So you kind of feel that that nostalgic vibe to always go back to the originals. But
indeed.
24 hours? That's a good question, Eddie. I don't think I could. Yeah, it would depend on the day.
It
Yeah.
would, yeah. I wouldn't want to choose one over the other. That's
No,
the.
no,
It'd
no.
have to be 2 days, Teddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me
Because there's some
48
days
hours.
I'm on the highway and I'm going at some ridiculous speed when I'm not in traffic, and I'll
Yeah,
have slow jams playing.
yeah,
And then there's
yeah.
another day I'm on that same highway and it's an open road and I've got Dead Prez and like House of Pain going, and then I'll throw in a little bit of trap just to try to keep myself relevant. And then
Absolutely.
sometimes I'm just like, who is this person? Like if anybody was listening to me every day, they're like, it cannot be the same person. Right. And
Yeah,
then I have the OJs playing the next day and the Delphonics on that same highway. Right. It really does depend on the day. That's very true. Very, very true.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they set the
Um,
mood, right? They set the mood for you depending on the day. I used to drive and listen to hip hop going into work, and I'd get to work angry. Whereas if
Sometimes
you
you
listen
need to
to
though. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
get
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
done.
yeah. I used to leave the office and people were just like, because they'd always hear me playing music in my office. They just like, even if I'm in a meeting, they're just like, we can hear the music. I'm just like, yeah, the music is always playing, and even if it's slow. I try not to have any of the hard hip hop where the F
Yeah,
bombing isn't happening and the N
yeah,
word isn't coming out every other word. But before I leave the office, my keys in my hand, I'm thinking about the playlist. I don't care if I have to shovel snow off of the car, turn on the AC. I don't even care where the car is parked. My mind is like, by the time I get to the car, that's the playlist. Before I spin the key, I already know exactly what music I'm going to. It's
yeah,
crazy, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That connection to music is, yeah,
100%.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So when you're doing your art, you said that you're usually playing music when you're doing art when you're doing a stream. Do you do the
yeah,
same when you're not on stream? Are you usually playing music? Do you have a preference similar to Teddy's
yeah.
question?
Yeah, so if I'm drawing Jill Scott off stream, I'll put Neo Soul on in the background.
Nice.
I have to have that. I have to have that music on in the
Yeah.
background. I can't. I find it strange now if I'm not. I've said this on my stream when I'm not on stream and I'm drawing. I find it a little bit strange because I've got nobody to talk to. Whereas when I'm on stream, I'm so used to rabbiting on about pens and paper and
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
doing, and it just feels natural. Whereas and I do work faster when I'm on stream, not
Do
rushing,
you?
but I work faster. Yeah, because I don't second guess myself because I'm like, right, I'm going to do that. Whereas if I'm off stream,
You
I tend to
hesitate.
look at it, get up, go for a walk, go get a glass of water,
Yeah.
come back, look at it again, draw, and then I'll go and have a little wander again, come back, and it will take me the same thing, but that will take me an hour in my stream might take me 5 or 6 hours off camera.
Really? See, and I would
Yeah.
see it that if I'm doing it on stream, then I'm going to be distracted. So I'd probably be slower. But I like your logic.
Mm.
Yeah, you don't have a chance to second guess yourself. You've got
Yeah.
people there, kind of they're in the know watching what you're doing in real time. Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I've just gotten so used to that now. Yeah, I've just gotten used to that now, and I think if I prefer drawing on stream. I think.
Do you? I
Yeah.
was just about to ask you to prefer to do it behind the scenes or on stream. So you prefer to actually draw on stream.
I do indeed. Yeah, I definitely do. And maybe
Really?
that's definitely a thing for me. Um,
Why?
100%. I like I like sharing the process, and I like having the company as well.
Okay. Okay.
It's nice to have company when you're doing something that you're enjoying, and you get all these little side balls, like people come and ask you a question, oh, how did you do that, or what pens are you using, and why Jill Scott, or and things like that. And I enjoy all of that. Whereas when I'm off camera, I find I can quite often daydream, or like I say, second guess what I'm doing. And now I've got that option to draw on stream.
Would
Way
you
more
ever
fun.
teach? Because you were talking about it a little bit earlier, and I wanted to ask, and I wasn't sure if I was ready to ask the question yet. Have you considered teaching art?
Mm. So I've been asked a few times about this. I don't know if I've got that in me to teach, that will to teach. I'm very patient. I've probably got the right temperament for it, but I haven't got the will to teach. Uh,
Really?
Yeah, I
So is
don't.
it the formal setting of teaching? Because
Yeah,
technically, every time
yeah,
somebody's reaching out to you and asking you, you are still teaching, right?
yeah. I actually like when people ask questions, and I love giving encouraging words to people. Um, Teaching is a formally teach them is a different thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So if you were to do like a pop-up art shop,
yeah,
I'm just sitting here trying to continue working you as far as I'm concerned. I'm just like, yeah, Eddie Boom is gonna do a pop-up art shop at, whatever around the corner cafe. Like, is that something you would do?
somebody asked me about this as well. I'd have to really sort of think about it and try and make it as as fun for me as well. I think I'd have to something to. It doesn't give me a buzz. It doesn't. The thought doesn't give me a. Mm, if you know what I mean. And
Yeah, yeah,
don't get a real kick out of the idea of it. Yeah.
yet,
I'm not, I
yet,
mean, that could
yeah.
change. It could change.
It
It could
could change.
change.
It could change. So if
Um,
people were doing, I haven't gone to one lately because I'm intimidated, to be honest with you. But I've seen some of my friends do like art and wine and art. I'm probably saying it wrong, but there's like wine and art classes
yeah.
where they're drawing like, like, and they're drawing like some of the drawings. I'm just like, yeah, I can't do that. I can't do that around people. I need to be in my own space.
Mm.
Could you see yourself doing something like that where there's a bunch of you that's all just doing art at the same time?
I mean, that sounds fun. And I could probably, if that's probably about as,
Close to the teaching
that's,
aspect that
yeah,
you would.
yeah, I think so. Yeah. I've considered doing something like that on stream.
That'd be kind
Um,
of dope, actually. See, I knew that I
yeah.
would pull my girl out of lurk mode. Thank you, DH lady. Sip and paint night
Sip and
vibes.
paint.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
knew, I knew that she. I was just like, I didn't want to call her out to say yes, she was still there. So thank you for coming out of lurk mode. Yes, yes, yeah. Sip
Yeah.
and
Definitely.
paint.
Yeah. Definitely. That's something I could probably incorporate into Twitch as well as in the real life.
You could stream yards like what we're doing right now. I think it can hold up to 9 or 12 people.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing what they're doing in their own personal space, and you can put it up on the screen and show it every once in a
Yeah.
while. I don't like the fact that I just
Absolutely.
said that out loud, like it just like I'm just, but I mean, it is pulling the community together, right? Somebody
Yeah,
mentioned
definitely.
community earlier, and I can't remember who I saw it. So Drea said, not full time, a community setting. Yeah, right, Drea. Like kind of like it could be like a Twitch setup, or it really is a pop up shop type of setup. Yeah.
Get it back, Gigi,
He don't
with
want
the
to do
long
that. It was a
pause.
long pause for me. Yeah, I sensed that. I just figured I was going to be the bully and just kind of keep pushing anyways. Yeah. I think the reason why I'm pushing that as well and I'm asking the question is because like I've really watched there's the Jill Scott and then I think is it Buster where you've got the different lighting over his tattoo on his arm.
Oh
Um
yes.
and that level of talent and the creativity on how you're showing it, like how does that come to mind? Is that something where as you're doing it you're thinking this is how I'm going to showcase it, or does it just kind of come to you after?
I wanted to, but every portrait I do, I look at it and I try and look for something that's going to challenge me. Um,
Mm,
the Buster one in particular was the tattoos.
tattoos are
Um,
crazy.
and
Yeah.
and I I've been meaning to do a Buster Rhymes image for a long time, and I actually did. I don't know if you know Tall Man Brian B. He's a streamer on Twitch.
I do know
Uh,
tall man Brian B. Yeah, I've seen him in
yes,
these streets. Yes.
he's a very good friend of mine. His wife actually approached me
um
to do a commission
Giggy,
for his birthday.
one moment please.
Okay.
Giggy, thank you very much for the gifted subs. I am absolutely not paying attention to the chat. And I look down and I'm just like, and then I just see her name repeatedly. To everybody who got a gifted sub, if you're in the chat, please pop out and say thank you. Please send her a side message and say thank you. As I said earlier in the stream, as I'm talking to Eddie, I am always here for time and energy. You guys hear me say it all the time. I am here because of time and energy. It is non refundable. So I always thank you for your bits and your subs and your gifted subs. And you guys will not make me get emotional right now. We are going to go right back to this conversation. Um, yeah, sorry. So the Buster, the tattoos.
It's the challenge for me. I want to challenge myself to do these things. I want to make ballpoint pen look as realistic as possible. If it's not doing hair, it's doing eyes. If it's not doing eyes, it's tattoos. And
Yeah.
with the bust, I've got the buster piece here.
Like,
I
are you
think
guys seeing that? That is crazy.
oh, there we
Oh
go.
yeah, go the other. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Like that is crazy. Yeah, yeah, that is dope.
Yeah,
That is dope.
I mean,
Fleur
I get a
Guardian, thank you
serious.
for the gifted sub to Love Specialist. I did see that she said thank you. Yeah, like when I look at the Buster, when I'm watching you do that detail with Jill, and when you say ballpoint pen, I didn't get to this earlier, and I apologize. You're talking the same ballpoint pen like what we use, like just regular Papermate type of ballpoint pen, like just a
There you
yeah.
go. That's the one. That's the
Folks,
one I'm using for buster
yeah.
at the moment. This one here.
Are you seeing that the regular pen that we're writing notes in our notebooks for work, those who still use notebooks? Wow. So it's not even special art tools.
No, I've spent hundreds of pounds, or probably I'm going to say hundreds of pounds on pens. But the best pens I've got are the cheap ones that you get from the dollar store. They're my favorite
Hold
ones.
on, hold on a minute. Are you telling me that the artwork that we're drooling over right now, you're using dollar store pens?
Yeah.
And getting that
Most
level of quality out of a dollar store pen.
Yeah, most of them. The Buster Rhymes one. Jill Scott is slightly more expensive, but it's a different pen. But then here we go. I told you, start me off on pens, and then we go.
Pens. Yeah. What's blowing my mind right now is the level of detail and the quality of what you've produced. Like I'm gonna like if you heard what I thought about dollar store anything, I'm always in there, but still, I never would stop and expect that it can develop that kind of quality. I have a whole new respect for that stuff now. Like especially their pens and their markers.
You know what? And if anybody, I always think back in the day, I always just think, oh, what happens if my house gets robbed? What people take my records, they take my turntables, they take my
Yeah.
laptop, they take, I don't know, they take anything that's valuable to me. Now I think there's nothing they can take from me because I can always pick up a pen and I
Pick
can
up a
always
pen and just
draw.
go.
You can
Yeah.
take whatever you want of mine. I don't care. These are all material things. Pen and paper and my talent is all I need.
Do you use special paper as well? Because you were talking about paper earlier. Yeah. So
That is
paper is
different now. I do use good paper, but I use various types. I like it's a Bockingford watercolor paper. It's quite expensive, but there's also there's various watercolor papers I like drawing on. The pen just goes nicely on them.
Smoothly over it.
Yeah, smoothly, and I can do the layers and give that depth and that 3D look.
Mimi's rolling her eyes right now, I think, because all I see is Olad. Yeah. This is where we're getting into geek mode, I guess. This is what she's thinking right now. Yeah. Yeah, get it back, Gigi's like I may have to try them again. Yeah, we're a little stumped on that big pen thing because I usually get frustrated just to use Bic on regular paper to take notes. I still use a notebook when I do for my corporate job. Yeah,
Bic's my favorite. Yeah.
Interesting. So you use special paper with regular pens.
Yeah.
Mr. Man UK had asked a question earlier about the evolution of your artwork. Do you see yourself migrating from pen to paint? I know you talked about the mess factor, but do you see that being an evolution over time?
I don't see it's definitely going to evolve because I've got I do intend on using spray cans and doing a bit more of the graffiti sort of multimedia artwork. I have done one previously. I actually did about 4 years ago. I did a part pen, part spray can art piece of artwork for a friend of mine. bit of promo work for him. I did a portrait of him, but I sprayed can all over it and then drew a picture of him in the middle, and he absolutely loved it.
That is
He's
dope.
a personal trainer. He posted on his socials and
Yeah.
everybody loved it.
Yeah, that is dope.
So yeah, I've got plans to. I want to do another biggie piece, but I want to do it on my stream using spray cans, and I'd like to do it outdoors. But I want to do a huge piece of that with ballpoint pen as well,
With ballpoint pen and spray
and,
can.
incorporate that. Um,
That is crazy.
yeah.
I want to touch on tattooing because I
Oh
already made a
yes.
note that I'm going to be asking somebody to, write my next tattoo for me, Eddie Boom. Um, do you see yourself doing tattooing, or is it just creating the artwork for somebody for the tattoo, for somebody to get a tattoo?
I'd see myself more likely to do the
Do
tattoo
the
than
tattooing. Okay.
yeah. I designing a tattoo doesn't really fill me with any.
Joy. It's not the
Yeah,
same passion as seeing your
yeah,
artwork, actually
yeah,
putting your artwork on somebody.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
rather definitely be drawing on doing the tattoo itself. So I'm gonna. That's my next step. And I must admit that all the bits and gifted subs I do get, I do reinvest it into the
Back
artwork.
into you. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I always use that money. I keep it aside, and I always use it to buy my pens and my paper. And I bought a new mixer recently. These are all sort of things that I put it towards. So
Yeah.
um,
As Drea
yeah,
said, sky's the limit. Biggie, you got to put a Biggie verse in there. Yeah, Drea, I like you more and more each stream, my friend. Um,
absolutely.
I like Blair's question. How do you stay in a creative mindset? Let me pin that. As an artist and as a DJ.
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a really good question.
I think creative mindset wise, I'm always like that. My head never turns off. My creative mind never turns off. It's funny. I can't describe it to you. Maybe some of you creatives will understand it. I can be walking down the road and I'll see a road sign with a shape on it, and I will stop and I'll take a picture of it because it's just captured me. Or there's a shape or a color or something just grabs me, and I'll take that. I'll take a picture of it, and I'll go back and I'll think of a way of incorporating that into my artwork at some point. And then with the DJing side of it, I think I'm not sure if I'm going to answer this correctly, but I think with the DJing, I think with the DJing side of it, Twitch has given me the ability to make it more visual and use my creative
Yeah.
abilities to make it look more visually appealing as well when you come into my stream. Because I don't
Yeah.
think I'm not I'm not a scratch DJ. I'm not like Calvin Harris, or I'm not Stretch, or I'm not or a Ray Domingo, but I love playing music and I love mixing, and I think that comes across. And I know my music. I'd like to think I know my music.
You know your
Um,
music. I will I
I'd
will
like,
say it for you. You definitely know your music. And
yeah,
although I know where you're going, where you make the comment, and I'm sure if other people were still in this chat, they'd say, here goes Sandra on her soapbox right now. No, to you may not be a Ray Domingo, and no, you may not be a Stretch
yeah,
or a Calvin Harris,
yeah,
but you're still Eddie Boom.
yeah.
And you are
Don't get
Eddie
me
Boom
wrong.
in a level of, I
Yeah,
think every DJ stands apart and every DJ stands
yeah,
alone. So I know
yeah,
that there's a lot of times where I get into these conversations about,
yeah,
chats and numbers and what makes a big streamer a big streamer. And
yeah,
I don't, to me, a big streamer is that people
yeah,
show up and want to hear you play, and you're playing from a place that you
yeah,
want to play, right? So whether
yeah,
it's,
yeah,
10 people or 1,000 people, at the end of the day, like, and I'm saying that to you because I enjoyed your stream, and
yeah,
to me, you're no different than a Ray, and I'll
yeah,
throw in the Chubbies and the Jazzy Jeffs
yeah,
of the world. Like
yeah,
you, like,
yeah,
to me, you guys are all in the same playing field. I know
yeah,
people will look at that differently. For me, as a
yeah,
lover of music, I feel the
yeah,
love you have of music when I come
yeah.
into your stream and listen to you play.
That's what I want to say. I love that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I had to. I just,
yeah,
it does something for me when I hear folks kind of feel like they don't want to appreciate how big they are as a DJ because they may
Oh,
not put
yeah,
themselves on that
yeah,
platform as other big DJs. But to me, you're a big DJ.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't get me wrong. I think I know where I am, and I think I do think I'm a good DJ. Don't get me wrong. I do think I'm a very good DJ, and I
Yeah.
do really rate myself. First time I've ever said that in my life.
And it's recorded. Just
Yeah,
saying, it's coming back
yeah,
to you.
yeah, indeed.
We have to say that sometimes though, right? I think sometimes we
Yeah,
get into our own heads where we don't want to blow ourselves up. We want to stay humble. We don't want to be cocky about our success. And the success is really just the fact that you are embracing what you want to do and you're doing it. Like
yeah,
whether people love it, like it, the fact that you're even doing it, there's so many people out there. I've reached out to a lot of people to have in conversations and they are doing stuff. And as soon as I say, hey, do you want to come and do an in conversation? Oh, me? Oh my gosh, I'm not that big. I'm not a big deal. I'm thinking, are you kidding me?
yeah,
You're an
yeah,
entrepreneur running a business
yeah,
and you don't want other people to hear you. You're inspiring other people by coming to share your story. They don't
yeah,
see themselves as big as they really are, but they're freaking amazing, right? Like it's
yeah.
just we
Absolutely.
have to celebrate
Yeah,
ourselves. Like just,
definitely.
okay, me step off my soapbox now. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, definitely had to be said.
yeah.
Had to be said. Yeah,
It has to be said because yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. There's so many. I get into these conversations and I just literally scratch my head as I'm scratching my head right now because I'm thinking we almost feel like we're never supposed to be loud about ourselves. But if we're not loud about ourselves, who's going to be loud for us? We should be our loudest person. So yeah,
yes, yeah,
yeah, definitely.
absolutely.
And DJ Easy P, proud of you, Eddie. Well said. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Thank you,
yeah.
bro. Thank you.
You got quite the community that showed up for you tonight, which is good because I know that there's a lot of other things that are happening within your community. And
Absolutely.
it's late. We've got a 5 hour time difference going on, and folks are still up in here.
I'm gobsmacked that my guys are still here. Thank
All
you.
these folks are calling in sick in a couple of hours. Yeah, 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 yeah. Or they're working from home and they've canceled all their morning meetings so they can sleep in. Yeah, yeah.
Miss Frosty.
Wow, that is impressive. So I'm not sure if you have any other questions in the chat. Can you throw them out for me? I feel like I can sit here and I could talk to you all night about music and about arts and about what do you want to do. And you talked earlier about your brain is always going. I have my little notebook and I'm always writing in it.
Yeah,
And I'm always thinking like, oh, I didn't like this, or oh, I did like that. And Apple Blossom usually knows there's a message that comes after this, and I'm thinking, yeah, next time I should have, and and whatever else. So I hear you on that creativity. I think where I was picking on you intentionally is
yeah,
I would love to see that you're doing a pop up, and I'm going to say in the UK to start because that's your home. I'd love to
yeah,
see that you're doing a pop up in your home, whether
yeah,
it's sip and paint, or you're
yeah.
bringing Omar. Give me time to buy my ticket and come. But I would love to just see that because I think your talent needs to be seen beyond Instagram and beyond Twitch. They're perfect platforms for it, but I think there's so many people that don't get to see that because they're not on those platforms. And you could be inspiring somebody else, right? Like I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, you are inspiring other folks, definitely.
I hope so. I hope so. I think if I'm not, then it's I'd like to think that somebody gets inspired off
Yeah,
my. It's somebody's inspired me, and I'm. It's a domino effect, and hopefully that flows on to everybody else, and
yeah,
they get a
yeah.
little piece of that inspiration, that little bit of energy from me. I hope I give that energy out. Um,
I believe you do. I definitely
yeah,
believe you do. Reaching out to you to have this conversation, it wasn't even just about, having a conversation with an artist, apparently who's still a DJ. It was really because I wanted people to see your talent. I saw your talent. Like when I went to the UK last year, May, I actually saw the print of Stretch. And I was just like, when you see it on screen, it's something, but when you see it in print and you see the level of detail that's in it, when you're seeing it like that, that's not everyday talent. It's not everyday talent. And I'm sure that there's other people out there right now that are sitting there looking at that big pen that probably leaks and spills all over the place and saying like that pen can do that kind of work and they could be trying to do it as well. Right. DJ Mark Guardian, I don't know if he's still in the chat. I get a message from him on a regular basis reminding me to keep doing what I'm doing because I'm inspiring to somebody else. To me, and I say it all the time, I'm a girl in a stream who decided that I wanted to do a raid as a joke, and I wanted to talk to DJs just to say, hey, we're doing this raid and we're talking to these DJs. And now here I am talking to folks pretty much every Wednesday, um,
Yeah.
meeting and learning people, right? Like just sitting down and having this conversation with you. I would never have this opportunity to have this kind of a dialogue to learn the history about you and your dad in a stream,
Yeah.
because you would there's
Absolutely.
multiple of us, right? So being able to have
Yeah.
your community hear this, yeah, yeah,
What you said there, actually, being on Twitch. I've now got that exactly what you said, DJ Mark Guardian dropping you the message. I've got that with various people, and it's an amazing thing now.
yeah,
I'm not too scared to pick the phone up, leave a voice note for somebody, and say, "Easy P, that edit was fucking dope," or "Mimi Berry, we need to do this next,"
yeah,
or "Teddy Stream, great stream."
yeah,
I'm not scared to do that, and likewise, everybody, it's reciprocated.
yeah.
Or I've heard a tune and I'm going to send that to Mimi Berry. She'll love that. It's like this friends and family thing is now.
it's
It's just
it's
coming
it's
together.
a
It's
real it's a real
a
it's
real.
it's wicked for me. I am always
Yeah.
now clipping people, so I am always screen recording. My phone probably hates me half the time. I never even know what I'm going to catch half the time. I will come into a DJ stream, I put my phone on do not disturb because the notifications distract that screen record, and I'll just
Yeah.
screen record. And there's sometimes I'm sitting there and I play something back, I'm like, oh, that shit was dope, and I'll clip it and I'll send it
Yeah.
to a DJ, right? I'm just
Yeah.
thinking like, yeah, that they need to realize the impact that they have on the people. And again, we say the thank yous, we hear the thank yous, but when you see your own work, like when you look back at your own work, when a DJ hears their music being played back on that transition, that blend, that remix, that edit, a lot of that stuff is live. You're not even
Yeah.
thinking, it's not scripted. You're not playing, like
Yeah.
you may be playing from a crate, but you're not like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna mix these two and I'm gonna like, you're just going with that vibe. And when you hear it back, it's like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually want to ask you that. Do you go back and watch your DJ streams?
No, not for any particular reason. Yeah, no, I don't. I'm Once it's done, it's done. Drop the mic and walk out the room.
Wow, he just does the full mic drop. I do know some DJs that actually watch their stream, and they watch it from a lens of always trying to figure out what they need to do better. Kind of similar to when you said like when
Yeah.
you're looking back at your artwork.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked as well, because I just know some folks look back at their, like, I'm starting to look back at my streams now, and it's helping me understand, like, okay, yeah, I did too much of this. I didn't do enough of that. Shit, I forgot to
Yeah.
say this. But the mods caught that. And I'm just like, thank God for the mods, because yeah, majority of what's happening in this chat, I don't even know anymore, because I'm relying on the mods in the community to just keep me honest and just manage everything so you and I could just keep this conversation.
Yeah, no, I think you're right though. I should really watch my streams back and look at the possible improvements. I should really pay more attention to that.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
one of those things. I think I'll have to add that to the
to the
possible
list.
room of improvement.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
even as you're looking, because you said you wanted to do some refinement in your streams, right? So I mean, even just looking back,
Yeah.
DJ Blair Guardian, I watched mine, and I think he did a follow-up comment. Miss a lot of things while streaming sometimes. Yeah. So I did a pop-up 2 weeks ago. I was only on for like maybe 11 minutes, and I missed a whole bunch of things in the chat. And I was just reading. I'm just like, oh shit. Oh, I missed. Oh, that's. And then I feel horrible. Almost like there was a whole thing where somebody at me and said something. Poof. Because I'm so busy, like, and I didn't even have a guest as a distraction, and I still missed the stuff in the chat. And that was like 11 minutes. I'm just like, wow, I'm just like, I need to work on that a little bit better. But I think people know I'm coming from a good place. I'm not ignoring their comments on purpose. I'm always trying to figure out how to do better because I can get comfortable. Right.
Yeah.
And we talked about it earlier. Like, I just really feel comfortable knowing that, again, people show up. Right. Like, and you appreciate that people show up. So you want to keep them happy.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I think I think you're absolutely right there. I want to keep them happy. I want to keep it fresh for them as well. I know they enjoy my streams, but it's always nice to have that element of, oh, there's something new, or he's
New.
done that
Yeah.
better
Yeah.
this time. I like
Yeah.
the way he's done that this time, and I
Yeah.
think I've probably in the last 6 months to a year not done as much of that constant improvement. And yeah, I think
It's
definitely
time
need to
though,
look at.
right? Like it's not
Yeah,
even that's what because I remember before you said neglect, and I would say like you get comfortable, but then there's also time. Because there's a lot of times it's like it's when I'm gonna like I'm heading to bed, it's some ungodly hour of the morning, and my brain is just like, oh, it'd be great if I could do this. And I'm just like, do I go and get that laptop? Because I know if I bring the laptop into the room with me, it's game over. Because then you're just spiraling down YouTube or Pinterest and your notebook and your whatever else. And oh, you
yeah,
have Mimi shouting at you, by the way. Yeah, you should. So I guess she thinks that you should be watching your stuff. And I'm just going to leave that there and mic drop myself out of that conversation. You two can take that up after. Um, but yeah, I think it's there's so much more that we can do to consistently improve ourselves, but then not overwhelm ourselves, right? But it is time,
yeah,
right? You have the
yeah.
job and life, right?
Yes, yeah, definitely,
I'm just
definitely.
scrolling to see if I've missed anything. Am I missing anything, folks, in terms of questions? Uh, Mimi Berry is interesting. She is interesting. That is, yeah. You didn't giggle at the end? No, I didn't giggle at the end. I know giggling at the end is for the full effect. I'm gonna let you leave him a voice note with you shouting at him and doing the giggle at the end. I think that's a better way to go about it. Definitely better. Somebody asked about I can't remember. Somebody asked about interviewing me. That has come up in conversation. Anyone who's still in here that has asked that prior to this conversation right now, at some point there will be an in conversation with Tap the Soul about Tap the Soul. I don't know when. I just again, I'm just a girl in the stream, right? So I'm just like, why would anybody want to hear the story like that? Yeah, yeah, you know. I think everybody has a story, and I say it all the time. You know,
Absolutely,
everyone
yeah,
has a story. Let's talk. Nobody really knows what we come from. I say it in every stream. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know life behind the smile, right? DH Lady, Apple Blossom, you. I already said that I wasn't even feeling 100% the last couple of days, but I knew I was turning on today. There was nothing that was going to stop me from this conversation. You know what I mean? We just missed somebody else up inside here. DJ Chris Camouflage, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Um, yeah, we don't know what's going on in our lives. You, that girl in the stream. Thank you, nephew. I am that girl. I'm a pain in the ass sometimes in these streets, but that's a part of my charm. That's what we're gonna go with. DH Lady, if you can have your art showcase, really good question. In any major art gallery in the world, where would it be?
ooh, that is a good question. I definitely have to be over in New York. And I
Yeah.
know there's a few galleries in London that I'd like to showcase my work. I recently went to one. It was a street art gallery, and it was a celebration of street art in London. It was amazing. They had artwork from the Beastie Boys in there, and Public Enemy. It was amazing. I'd love to see myself like, even if it's like a one room in there with just a few of my
Just a few of your
portraits.
pieces. Yeah. Yeah.
Biggie, maybe Redman, and the DMX one that I've got.
Yep. The
Um,
next one is nice as well. Yeah. Yeah.
be nice to,
Yeah.
I'd love to see something like that.
A hip
I
hop
think
museum.
I've
Definitely.
actually recently made friends with somebody who's Chuck D from Public Enemy. He's actually got an art agency called Mad Urgency, and they're doing a gallery over in New York at the moment, but they're also doing one in London later on this year.
Oh,
I'm going to be popping down there. If Chuck's there, I want to meet him.
yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
show them my artwork as well, and
That'd be dope.
I will be pushy about that as well,
Yeah.
because you've got
Yeah.
to look at my artwork as well. Um,
Do you collaborate with other artists in the community? Like just like, do you connect with others that are out there that's doing what you're doing, similar?
I've got a plan at the moment. I've reached out to another artist, and we're going to be doing a collaboration piece on Scratch Bastard. He
Oh,
recently came over to London. I met the guy. amazing DJ.
He is. Scratch Bastard is. He's Canadian
Yeah,
gem right there. Yeah,
he
absolutely.
did some stuff that I've never even thought of on a turntable that were possible. And I've
Yeah.
seen Jazzy Jeff as well live.
The
Both
two of them
different.
together is also disgusting. Like I have
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely disgusting. Snakey the Legend, welcome in, welcome in. You talk about Scratch Bastard, and he's one of those that he's humble. Like he's not, I don't like, he's ridiculously humble, but it's
yeah,
his brain. Like when he starts talking
mad.
about the music, like he's
Yeah,
not just saying, "Oh, this 45 was produced in 1979." He's telling you who produced it, who, like, which other versions
yeah,
are out there. He's got the other versions out there. He's showing you prime labels. Like his
yeah.
brain just spirals into a whole level of, yeah,
Yeah,
impressive.
it goes back to that when you see somebody with passion for something. I was watching him when he was scratching, and when he was playing the tunes, and it's when he knew the ad libs and all the little obscure hip hop tracks he's mixed in, and or a little soul track from 1971 he's mixed in. He knows the ad libs off it, and like this
Yeah,
guy knows and he lives it.
yeah, yeah.
I love when I see people any passion they've got. If it's music, cooking, chat. So if they've got a passion like that, it's
You
infectious.
feel it, like you like, and
Yeah,
that's that inspiration where maybe someone's not going to go and do a whole musical journey in history and become as eloquently knowledgeable as he is, but they
mm,
have their own passion of something that they can dig in deeper to,
yeah,
that flows with what they're all about, right? Disco
yeah.
Darren, I saw your comment. I'm humbled. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please don't make me cry. I'm a softie today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's why, again, I'm like nagging you politely about wanting to see your work out there. I would love to see your work out there. I'd love to hear you're coming to Canada and you're doing something. And if you're collabing with other artists, that's even like, yeah, like that would just be dope. I think a lot of that is missing. Like when I said I met Justin the two times he came here, I would love to know that there's more artists that are coming here and doing those kind of shows, right? Like
Yeah,
we don't get that a lot. You have to go to the US in order to get it, right? And I'm sure
yeah,
for you guys, it might be like, I think London is a little bit more like a New York scene than it is for us here in Toronto. Toronto just feels like it's limiting or it's so
mm.
underground. I know there's an art exhibit right now and I came across it on Instagram. And before I can do anything, my page refreshed and it was gone. Like I couldn't even get a chance to click on it. It's like it's gone. And it's like an underground exhibit, art exhibit. And I'm thinking,
Yeah,
again, not even hearing it advertised. It's not being promoted anywhere in the circles that I'm in. It was just I opened up Instagram, it showed up, and then it vanished.
yeah,
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 yeah. And that's always the worst because you can never find those things again, right? Like it's just, yeah, yeah. So,
yeah, definitely.
exclamation mark Eddie. You can find Eddie's artwork on Instagram. You can find his streams on Twitch. FBoz has been putting your Etsy page on there. I'm going to go and take a look there because I want a hoodie. I'm a hoodie girl, so I want a hoodie. It may be summer, and I don't care. Don't judge me. I still want a hoodie. Um, I don't know when I'm coming to the UK again, but I'm not going to make another trip to the UK and not meet you in person since we were standing in the same room and didn't even get a chance to meet. That is just crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And it was after when Stretch said it, I was like, yeah, sure, thanks. Thanks. Like, how often am I here? But I was just in so much awe as well. There was so much talent in that room at that box park.
Yeah,
It was mind blowing. And there's a lot of those DJs that I've never sat through their streams. I've heard of them,
yeah,
but I've never sat through their streams. And I'm sitting at a table talking and learning about them. Again, it's that creative juices of flowing, right? It makes you want to do more and
hmm,
interact more. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, no, it was crazy night that one or
Yeah.
day
Oh,
that
Mimi
was. Yeah,
Berry. Is she asking me right now? Yeah. Teddy Stream, you were at Box Park too. So last year, yes, last year I was at Box Park. I was in Manchester for Stretch's Essence Jam that he did. It was my first time to the UK. And then he performed. Volatile invited him to come and perform a set. And he was there. There's somebody else that was there. Um, I'm forgetting his name right now. He did a set right before Stretch did, and I
sorry,
actually
let's. Or was it
um
milk tray?
no, not Milk Tray. Milk Tray, I've seen a stream. He's actually a hip hop DJ that I didn't even. Is
Yeah,
it Blitz?
Shorty
It's
Blitz.
Blitz. Blitz usually has his
Yeah,
face on his on his shirt.
yeah,
So there's
yeah,
like an 11-minute hip hop video where Chuck does the voiceover where they're talking about the golden era of hip hop. I used
Shorty
that
Blitz.
11-minute YouTube video to dance to. So it was, I took the picture of him and Stretch. I'm in the car and I'm going through my pictures. I was just like, holy shit. I'm standing here thinking I've been dancing to this guy's video for over a year. We're in the same place, and I didn't even connect the dots that it was him. Like it just totally over my head.
He's
Totally
an
over my head.
OG,
Yeah,
OG.
yeah, yeah. I was so pissed off. I'm thinking, I can't believe like there was an opportunity. Like he needs to know that that's been my that 11-minute video has been my cardio many a times. But yeah, crazy, crazy, crazy. So yes, for those who are asking, yes, I was there. Yep, yep, yep. I think I did a clip of DJ LV doing the Running Man. Yeah, yeah. There's a
Oh,
few.
I was standing right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and
It's
I
probably
think Volatile was crying because nobody knew he was flying in, so he flew in and surprised everybody. Chanel B. There's so much talent in that. Yeah, Chanel B. There's so much talent in that room, and none of these people I've heard before. If it wasn't for Twitch,
yeah,
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 yeah. It always comes back to that, right? So yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. To do
So I
another
know
one.
we've been going for a while now. Um, I'm mad at you. Oh, okay. Yeah. And the food was good. The food was good. The vibe was good. I would do it again. I don't think anybody really likes that Manchester to London drive. I know Stretch talks about it in the stream, so I'm not saying anything. That's not a pleasant drive. We did it and we drove back the same night. We didn't actually stay overnight. So it was a long night. It was a good night, but it was a long night. It was a long night. So we talked about your art. We talked about your corporate life. We talked about your DJing. We talked about your family. We talked about your status, Drea, just in case you want to come back out of lurk mode. Um, where do you see yourself going from here? Like I know we've kind of asked questions about the different pockets of it, but when you think about Eddie Boom, um, you turn off the stream and you go forward from here. Like where are those thoughts? Like where does that next journey take you?
Um, I want my journey to be as organic as possible. Because one of the things that I guess one of the reasons, another reason that I didn't want to go into art is I didn't want to fall out of love with it, and see it as a
Yeah,
job. So I want it to be organic. I wanted to maintain that love for it, that passion, the obsession. I never want to be bored of it. I know I don't want to get frustrated with it. I very rarely get frustrated when I do my artwork now. I think one of the things that a lot of people find when they do artwork is they get frustrated that it's not as good as somebody else's, or it's not as good as they expect it to be. I think that's one thing I've learned from myself is I don't try and compete with other artists. I don't compete with anybody else. The only person I'm competing with is myself,
is yourself.
and
Yeah,
and you can
yeah,
only be as good as you push yourself.
yeah.
And I'll continue to push myself until I can't draw. Until I can't do these things. I've
Wow.
got my hands now, and I'm getting my eyes. I'm going to maintain as long as I can and take it as far as it can take me.
Yeah,
I know if I wanted to, I could really put my foot down and really step it up. But then I'm forcing it, and I don't really want to do that. I really want to just
you're,
take it
you're going
naturally and
against the grain of creativity. Like
absolutely,
it's yeah,
absolutely,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I could say that
absolutely.
where I played the piano up until grade 5, and I grew up playing by ear. And it wasn't until my mother was like, the theory, I
Yeah,
hated the piano. Like I had a piano in my
yeah,
house. I would just hear a commercial. I'd go on and pung, 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 and then it would just kind of come to me. As soon as I
yeah,
started going down that theory lane, that passion leaves you because then you're feeling like it's trying to change you on how to appreciate playing the music, right? So I
that's
totally hear you
amazing.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
amazing. Do
miss
you
it.
still play yeah, yeah,
I miss it, but yeah, I don't know. Every once in a while, I was like, well, I take up a keyboard and try. I still have all of my piano books, so like all of my
yeah,
studies. I'd probably just start from one and go all the way through again.
yeah,
Again, therapeutic. Like that for me was the therapeutic. When I had the art, the piano, the track and field, you start going through all these different things. You
yeah,
can't do everything. Something has to drop.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know my parents were pissed when I dropped the piano, but I mean, you had some old miserable woman forcing you to play like Beethoven. I'm just like, that's not like, let me play the way I feel the music, not the
Hmm.
way like, yeah, it just took away that whole love for it. Yeah. So I
Oh,
completely hear
wow.
you where you're just like, you lose it and you don't want to
Yeah,
lose it. So I like the fact that
yeah,
you're just like, you want to do it organically.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have the visions of showcasing my artwork in the clubs in a bar scene with a live act there, um, exactly like that. But I want it to be organic to that point. I know there's going to be a
Yeah.
certain point where I need to make it happen, and I'm going to need to force things. Um, but I think I'm a couple of years away from that at the moment.
It's dope that you can
Yeah,
see that though. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
You can see, you could recognize where you aren't and where you want to get to.
yeah,
Yeah, and the competition with yourself, I have some ugly competitions with myself. Like they're like knockdown, drag out. Some days I win, some days I'm just like, nah, you're not winning this one. It's when you get up and try again. But there's this, and that's when you have the people. Like when I was saying earlier, like you have those people who send you that message, or it's almost like there's those people that just know I need to reach out to Tap and check in with her. And I'm usually like,
yes,
yo, your message is well timed because right now I'm just sitting there thinking I'm throwing this shit out the garbage. I'm turning this off. I'm not doing this, and you're reminded, right? And sometimes you need
yeah,
those angels out there to remind you to keep going.
hmm,
Yeah,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, Giggy, the Beethoven, the Mozart, yeah. And you're playing it and you're playing it perfectly and it just, you're half a note off and you have to start from scratch all over again. I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not here for that. Because you've practiced the whole week and then you show up and you just
yeah,
it's almost like it breaks your spirit because you really go and show up feeling that you've really done something great and they're just like, no, that's not it. And you're thinking, no, I just did
yeah,
something really great. But because it doesn't
yeah,
meet their standards, they automatically feel that you're not equipped to move to the next level.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I can
Yeah.
definitely relate to
Teddy,
that.
great
That,
exams
yeah,
were nerve wracking. Yeah. Grade 5. I was done.
yeah, yeah,
I did my fill. I played in church, I played home. I've done enough. And I'm thinking, you're gonna tell me I can't pass this because of that? Yeah, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. Um, does anybody else have any other questions for Mr. Eddie Boom? I'm scrolling to see what I've missed. I'm pretty sure I've missed some stuff. Um, Snakey the Legend, I know I said hi. Flowers don't compete. I like that. I have to pin that. Flowers don't compete, they just blossom together. If more of the Twitch community would see that, life would be very, very different. I will say that. Yes, as much as we talk about community, yeah, there's yeah. Yeah,
think
I was about to ask you, Easy P, where did you get that those words of wisdoms? But I see like, Mimi, that's like she's just beating everybody to the punch with everything, right? Uh, yeah, that is a beautiful quote. Flowers don't compete; they just blossom together. Yeah, yeah. I see your comment, Mimi. Yeah, 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 yeah,
sounds like maybe he's volunteering to do the interview.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, everybody's. I've heard it a couple times, even before I started doing this. People were curious because I'll say certain things in the chat, and people is like, "Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not pinning what you said." Yeah. I'll say certain things in the chat or the DJs are talking and I'll like, yeah, I remember this from back in the day here, or yeah, I met this person there. And then I start thinking, I've lived, but I don't think I've realized how much I've lived because I'm not really paying attention. I'm just living. And then in some ways I can say I haven't been living because there's a whole list of things that I want to do that you just, to your point, like there's a lot of stuff you want to get to and you just don't get to it. And you're just like, at
Yeah,
some point you will, or you hope to, you just don't have the plan in place. Or as you said, it's a couple years down the road, right? It's
yeah,
not now.
yeah,
It's at another point in time when it makes sense. Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, as long as you put that, I try and put like I say December 2026. I want to be in this place by then, and then you work towards it slowly at your own pace. I've given myself enough time there to do all the things I want to do in between. So
Yeah. It's
yeah,
pacing too, right? I always like to say
mm,
crawl before I walk before I run. But when I'm writing in my journal and I'm thinking about all these stuff that just comes to mind, I just want to go. Like there's that I want to get to that point now, but I have to understand that I got to lay the bricks down. I can't just leap there, because I need to actually enjoy the journey on the way, not just try to get to that destination, because there's going to be another destination after that, and another one after that, and another one after that. It should be limitless, right? It never stops. Definitely never stops.
Definitely.
So it just keeps going. It keeps
Yeah,
going.
just
And I
keep
hope
going.
we
Yeah,
can continue to encourage each other, right? You're doing art and you're doing DJing. You know, I'm doing what I'm doing over here. I'm a girl on the stream. But regardless, I think the community working together, we still can support each other.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
highlight, support, whatever it is.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm
definitely.
just gonna keep
Yeah.
saying it. Like, give me time to book the ticket. Like, give me time to book the ticket. But if you're doing something over there, I want to be on the plane. And even if Omar is not there, that's fine. I still would love to be there in person to support you. Saying that
I'll
very,
bring
very
I'll bring Omar to Canada for you.
yeah.
I'll,
You and
yeah,
Stretch can talk, because Stretch already said the next time
yeah.
I come, he's making sure that that I meet Omar. I'm thinking, I'm ready to book that flight right now. Like, be careful.
Yeah, no.
I'm thinking on that note, we should probably wrap up. I know it's late for you. I'm sure we can definitely. I think there's a part 2 to this coming. We can do a catch up. I would love to do a
Yeah,
part 2. I've found that all of these have just been a little warm up and an intro. There's going to be
yeah,
10 things I'm going to think of. I didn't ask you. I want to dig in more. I want to do a follow up. I want to learn what's going on, what's new in your space. And I
yeah,
think the community would definitely love to have another round of these at some point as well.
yeah,
Exclamation mark Eddie in the chat. Thank you to my mods for doing that. The Etsy link is there. The Instagram page is there. The Twitch page is there. Do you have anything upcoming that you would like to share with the community before we close? When's your next stream?
So I'm streaming on Wednesday. Sorry, not on Wednesday, on Friday, on Hippome. That's at 7 a.m. EST.
Oh, yes. I think that was that's early. So,
And
yeah.
then on Sunday, Mimi Berry and we've got our own raid train. It's called Master Cuts, and we have some of my good friends on that stream, on that raid. So DJ AZP is part of it. We've got another DJ Soulstar, Inch High. We've got a few guests on there this month. We've got Donny Scance, D Scance, and we've got DJ on the ones and twos. He's from Toronto. They're also going to be in their master cuts. And the concept behind it is the DJs digging deep into the crates, playing the stuff they want to play that they don't get to play when they're on regular raids. So it's a raid for the DJs, but everybody else seems to love it as well.
It's interesting because your concept is very similar. Is very similar to my Born for Music raid.
Yeah,
Right? It's
I
open
saw. Yeah,
format. You show up and
yeah,
you play whatever you want to play. And I always say the rule is you just come and have fun. Like
yeah,
whatever you never can get to play in your stream because the numbers and the people are so used to a certain crate that you always are
yeah,
supposed to play out of. When you show up to this raid once a month, play whatever the hell you want to play. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can pop in and check out your raid. What made you create? What made you come up with it?
So I know Mimi and I had a conversation probably over a year and a half ago, and initially it was 3 DJs on it. That was myself, Soulstar, and Toolman. We were talking about Toolman Brian B. We were talking about putting this together, just doing just a small raid, and having it once every so often. And then I took my finger off the pulse and forgot about it, and then Mimi Berry kept pushing the button. Come on, Eddie, you got to come. Let's do it. Let's do this.
Ankles, eh?
I've got to say, Mimi Berry is amazing. She's one of the nicest people you're going to meet on Twitch. And she pushes me, which is great. I can't ask for a mod. Like, I don't even call her a mod. I call her, she's family for me. So thank you, Mimi.
Mimi, we gotta talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also does graphics as well. She does overlays, flyers, emotes. So if anybody ever wants,
feel like Mimi and I have had a conversation. Like now I feel like I need to go and like check something because I think her and I have had a conversation for some reason. I'm pretty sure we probably have had a conversation. Not an official conversation like this, but for some reason I feel like Mimi and I have crossed paths before. And now I'm just
There
like,
you go.
I'm literally scrolling through my phone right now, and I'm thinking, did her and I connect and we just never did a follow up? That happened. You know what? Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Mimi, you and I have connected before. Damn it! And I think you owe me some stuff. Damn it, because I want to see your work. Yeah, outing you. Oh, this shit is awesome. That's almost like her name is so familiar. Yeah, she can show me some of her emotes. Oh yeah, I'm outing you, outing you. Oh yeah, go look in your whispers, girl. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. There you go.
Maybe
See,
Barry.
look at that. I reached out to her. See, this is not yet. Now I'm gonna make you feel bad. I reached out to her. There was some dialogue because I'm just like I liked what I saw, and I gave her my email address, and I just wasn't important enough to her because she just never sent me anything. Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
Barry again
Mimi. Yeah,
exposed here.
yeah. So your family to Eddie, boom, and we could have
Cheers,
been,
yeah.
we could have been love sisters right there, bonding and doing things, and I could have had some of your emotes on my page, and you just didn't give me any love back. Yeah, is it because I'm Canadian? Is that what it is? I'm not from. Yeah, yeah. You're sweating. I'm gonna screenshot this and send this over to you. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, this
She
is
sent me
brilliant.
some of her emotes, and I was just like, yeah. I need to see some more. And then she just like I guess yeah, Eddie. I'm Canadian. That has to be what it is. I was
Well,
polite, but
yeah, I can't. Well, I can't
yeah,
defend
you're
Mimi on
staying
that
out
one.
of this right about now, eh?
She's on her own here.
But you know what's so crazy? Because
Yeah,
I was saying like her name is familiar, but I just figured it's
yeah,
from your chat. So I'm just like, but then as soon as you started talking, I was like, no, like I've met again community. It wasn't the time then. Here
yeah,
we are.
yeah.
Mimi, we are reunited. It's okay. I'll accept your apology in caps with a giggle on the end, please. Yeah, just for effect. Yeah. Um, I would love to talk more though, even if it's not today, in regards to the raid. I actually would like
Absolutely.
to introduce you or invite you to join my Born for Music raid one of these months. I don't know when. I put it out there 2 weeks ago and I didn't actually post it. She found our chat. There we go. The evidence is there. Since I've posted it, a lot of people are waiting for me to invite them. I have a
Okay.
list of people who
Yeah,
I've already reached out to. There's a list of people still to go.
yeah.
Yeah, in February, because I was planning to do this. See, this. Um, I would love to have you. And I know that we always deal with the time challenge thing. Teddy's been on it. Blair's been on it. Mike Guardian's been on it. Stretch has been on it. Other DJs have not been on it yet. I'm impatiently waiting for them to have time to be on it. But I do keep it small. It's like 5 or 6 DJs a month. So one of
Yeah,
these months, I would love to have you, even if you're starting it because of the time zones. I
yeah.
would really love the opportunity. It's community. It's family for me. I'd love to have you there.
Oh, I'd love
Definitely.
to. Yeah,
Definitely.
I'd love
Yeah.
to. Yeah,
As
definitely.
I said it on my post the other day, and I don't know if people might take offense. Like if I'm inviting somebody, or if I'm saying you are on this raid, I'm endorsing you. Like you're like your family. Like that's the way I'm looking at it. So
Yeah.
it would not be okay for me not to actually invite you, unless you weren't a good DJ. Then I'd be like, just stick to art. But that is not the case. I absolutely love your DJing, and I absolutely
Yeah.
love your art. So yeah, I'd love to have you as a part of the raid. Yeah,
Thank you. I know. I'd love to be part of it. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. There's something really warming right now, like just the whole Mimi thing and just all of this and the folks that are still here. I will forever be grateful for Twitch, for the community and the collective of people that I have in my space. Yeah,
Definitely.
Mr. Man
Definitely.
UK, I came with receipts and didn't even realize I had the receipt. And it wasn't faded and washed out like those typical receipts that you can't even keep in your wallet anymore. This is fresh.
Can I just draw? Mystery Man UK gave me the absolutely funniest thing I've ever seen on Twitch. He played. I'm not going to dig the video out, but he played a Prince track on his stream, and he tried to describe it to us. But he sort of hummed the track,
Oh,
and it was absolutely brilliant. It's a comedy moment, and he's such a good sport about it. We replayed it
oh.
to him.
So you'll be posting that on your Instagram later? Yeah.
I think I can dig the post out. I could definitely dig the post out and call Mystery
Sorry,
Man.
Mystery Man UK. It's all about family and support and community. So, we'll be laughing with you. Please laugh at yourself. Yes, yeah. I don't think I've been in his stream yet either, Mystery Man UK. There are so many DJs. I will say I get overwhelmed with how many DJs there are out there. Olad. Oh, yeah, you got to post it now because now I know he really doesn't want us to see it. Doesn't want us to see it.
Oh, no, I'll definitely dig that one out and post it.
Yeah, I'll be looking for it. It got remixed too. Wow. Okay. Mr. Man's like, he's big and large out there. Recording a Can We Talk challenge. Have you disposed of it? Teddy Stream is asking, is there another story there that we should be hearing before we close out?
Teddy Stream and I were on a Ray Domingo channel, on Ray Domingo's channel, and we did there's a number of us on there, and we all got called out to sing the first line of Tevin Campbell, Can We Talk? And I cannot sing, but as soon as they put the track on, I'd had a few rum and cokes at this point. I was like, give me the mic. Picked the mic up, sang the first line, sang the chorus, and then let's just drop the mic and walk off. And all the other DJs, I think there was about 6 other DJs there. They gave the mics to them. They all sang their bit. Teddy came up last. Teddy took about 20 minutes to muster up the can.
Oh, Teddy, shame on you, man.
Bless him. And then when he did sing, he just wet himself laughing. He was brilliant. That was another fun
Teddy's
moment.
usually not scared of the mic, so yeah.
I think he knew it was going to come out of his mouth when he opened it with that vocal.
And we all got it on film somewhere, so that's another one. Yeah, that one should be posted too. Teddy, you're family, so I'm allowed to pick on you. That's what happens once you join the Born for Music raid. You get extra picked on. Yeah, Teddy died on stream right there. You have an awesome community. I love the interaction, and I love that. I mean, even the first time I popped into your stream, the love that is there, you can see it amongst all of you. And even when folks that haven't been there for a while popped in, and you automatically just connected with them as if, checking in. You knew who hasn't been around. Like that is, I love when I see that with the streamers and the DJs. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, Mimi Berry's here, but I've also got Rachel Francis. She's amazing. Beauty Maven Raven, she's amazing. Inch High, amazing. Soul Star, that's my bro. David C. Dennis, he's a default mod on my channel, but he's also a great streamer and my brother. And then think about these. I've got the most amazing team of people around me.
Yeah. And it is a team.
Like I said, I don't like using the word mods, but I do feel like it's more than that. It's the banter and the knowing when to push somebody, and or it's just the checking in on somebody when they go quiet, or if they've got something wrong, or if they've been ill. I
always tell people I'm a Walmart greeter. Like, if I'm not saying I'm a girl in a stream, I'm a Walmart greeter. So everyone's like, oh the mod TaptheSoul. I'm like, nah, I'm a Walmart greeter. Like, toilet paper down there, drinks are over there. You pissed me off, you're getting banned over there. Have a nice day, enjoy. I will drop a bar for you and we can have some fun. Yeah. Have a nice day. Yeah. And I think when I have that mentality, because I was like, I shouldn't be anybody's mod, but I really do treat it as it's family, right? Like when you come in and you're socializing, I do the hey loves to everybody because I feel like that like I want them to come in and feel welcomed. It could be your first time or your 500th time. Come in, have fun. Yeah.
Any streamer who says they don't need mods is lying. They don't need mods. It's a lie. You need that welcome in the chat. You do. And my guys, they know when they without me saying it, they know when I'm flat and I'm just not got the energy of like I had this morning. Or I'll have the energy now. They'll know, and they'll jump in the chat and they'll pick it up. Maybe they just know he's not very chatty today. Let's make some noise for him. But they just, but even still, they know, and they'll start asking questions, or they'll start interacting more so with the people in the chat. And I think that's an amazing thing that
It is. It is.
that streamers have.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'd rather have quality than quantity. You can have two mods and they know you inside out,
Yeah.
or you could have 10 mods and they barely come to your streams. They don't know what you like,
There
if
are
you're a
other
DJ or
folks'
an art.
streams at the same time.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's, I mean, there's, yeah, it is what it is, but
Yeah.
I like the small community of us doing it.
Yeah, I will
So thank
say
you. Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
say hello to who I'm going to say hello to, I will say just from a mod standpoint, I'm trying to do what I'm doing with no mods, right? Like I like, and I say that because I'm not a DJ, so I don't even know if I have enough activity to warrant mods being here. However, FBOZ and Apple Blossom have been awesome. You know, when Stretch is around, Stretch is in here doing his thing. My daughter, simply, I almost said her street name, Chatty Patty, Simply
Yeah.
Patty is she's a streamer. She's doing her own thing. I want to keep her community as her community, but she'll help mom out if I absolutely need the help. But I'm really always trying to do this on my own because again, this conversation. But when
Yeah.
you're going through the chat, there's a whole bunch of conversation and life that's happening that has nothing to do with us. We're just here as their
Yeah.
background noise, and they're
Yeah.
having a whole conversation amongst themselves. And I appreciate, and Apple Blossom, I say it to you all the time, and FBOZ as well. I appreciate them being here because I know I can't do it without them. I would prefer not to do it without them, right? There's only so much you can do, and the community being
Mm.
together is just, it really is important. And you see it
Yeah.
in there's some streams I go into and you say hi to the mods and they don't even acknowledge you back. And I'm just like, just say hi back. You don't even need to know
Yeah.
that I do anything. Don't shout me out. Just say
Yeah.
hi. I came into a room and I said
Yeah.
hi to you. Say hi back. Right? Like just
Yeah.
simple, simple, simple. Um,
Definitely.
313 Ti baby. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So the person that I didn't shout out yet, who just snuck themselves in here, is I am DJ Swirls, and I've got a big grin on my face right now because as I'm about to wrap up this conversation, next week's conversation will be with I am DJ Swirls. So there
Big
you
up
go.
DJ
Good
Swirls.
timing for you to show up. It's like you just knew that your
Yeah.
ears were going to be burning to start talking about you. Now I have to be well behaved and not say anything bad about you. But good evening, my love. Thank you for stepping in. I believe you're going to be streaming later. So thank you for joining. Who is also on the last Born for Music raid. There's a community of people that I've met. There's a community of people that I'm getting really, really close with as a point of doing the raid and doing these conversations. Awesome friggin' people. Like I couldn't have handpicked like people you just trip and you land in their energy and you just connect. Yeah, badass bunch of folks. Mimi Berry, I hope you feel really, really bad and we're gonna be besties now. Just saying. Just saying. Like I absolutely love that we already had a connection and here we are getting reunited. It's beautiful. But yeah. Mystery Man UK, I do want to check out your stream. If you want to type when are you streaming again, that would be great. Anybody else who is a streamer, don't say you're a streamer and you're just looking for follows. That's not the chat for here. Just don't. If you are genuinely a streamer or you are genuinely a DJ, please put one in the chat. I'm not going to get complicated. And if you're a one and you're a two, if you have a stream actively on Twitch, please put one in the chat. And then please tell me the next time you're going to stream so this community can see it and they can come and support you. Good morning, Just Chance. Welcome in. Welcome in. DJ Swirls, you're a little bit late, by the way. I'm just saying. You knew what time I was going to be turning on. You should have been here taking notes so you understand what you were going to go through next week when we sit down to have our in conversation. Just saying. I'm not seeing any ones. So Disco Darren, I guess you're not a streamer. You don't want to put yourself out there so people know to come and check you out. No. I am DJ Swirls. You don't want to put yourself out there. Mystery Man UK, no, don't want to put yourself out there. Did you just say 0.5? Dude, I'm gonna let me highlight your comment because you just need to be called out. I need to show up in your chat and heckle you quite a bit. Again, yeah, the slackers, right, Mimi? And Mimi does emotes and stuff like that apparently for everybody but the Canadian here. So please follow Mimi Berry as well, because she does graphics, and I'm sure for those of you who always looking for something fresh, please check her out. I don't know if I'm missing anybody. Yeah, Mimi Berry's probably gonna leave me like a nasty whisper after. I can't believe you said yes, I did. So Teddy Stream, I am DJ Swirl, Eddie Boom. We have to shout you out because you are sitting in this chair with us. Mike Guardian was here earlier. Dr. C was here earlier. DJ Smiles was here earlier. Um, I know I'm missing some other names, and whoever I've missed, I truly, truly apologize. Those who are here, those who are gone, if you're seeing the replay, thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. Um, Eddie Boom, I want to once again say thank you. Thank you, thank you,
Thank,
thank you. I actually am
thank
glad
you.
that you kept the secret, because it just made it even more rewarding that we had so much more to talk about. See, coffee tea with disco. Now he wants to plug himself. When we've moved on from the conversation, now he wants to plug himself. Let me put you up on the screen. I really, truly appreciate you taking the time. I know that it's late for you there. You're +5. So I appreciate you taking the time, having your community come and join us here and to sit and talk and have a conversation. I really feel like we've barely scratched the surface. This was just an intro conversation. So I look forward to getting together. If there's ever anything that I can do in regards to sharing your artwork or doing whatever, tag me. I will always, always, always tag me. I will repost it so the world can see your work. I will continue to repost your stuff out there, even though we're not having another scheduled conversation yet. And I'd like to close by saying, please give me enough time to buy my ticket to come and see your art show when you are ready. No pressure.
Oh, I'd love that. I'd love that. When it's that, we're gonna make that happen. Gonna
Yeah,
definitely have to
yeah,
make that
yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah. And I think we can all promote the hell out of it and just make it a trip, right? There's more than enough people in the chat from London, from the UK, those who travel, those who appreciate art, those who appreciate music. I think it's an event. Maybe it's at
I,
Boxburg. You
yeah.
never know.
Likewise, if I can do anything for you, and I
Thank you.
will definitely be continuing to support your channel. And
Thank you. Thank
um,
you. I know I go on pretty late for you guys in the UK, so I just wanted to make sure that, I post these on YouTube. I'm gonna try to get better at that. That's one of those things that you're talking about, those things you need to do. I do not market my stuff. I post it on Instagram, and I don't do enough of posting what I do beyond Instagram. It's timing. And you have to put your
yeah,
mind to it, right? So yeah, yeah. But yeah, I'm really glad we did this. I'm really, really glad we did this. I feel like there's so much more
oh,
that we can talk about, but yeah. What did I miss? I missed I just love puzzles. Welcome in. Oh, I guess I missed it. You probably did miss it, love, but don't worry. You will see this on YouTube. I will be posting a link, and I will let Eddie know when it's there so he can share it with his community. Um, just chance, no, we didn't meet. Eddie was too busy handing his artwork out to all of the famous people that he was meeting. He didn't want to meet the Canadian that was going to be sitting down with him at a future date for an in conversation. If I picked on Mimi, I have to pick on Eddie. It's only right. You're welcome for that shout out. So no, Chance, no, I didn't even know that he was there until after, when Stretch was just like, oh yeah, he got the artwork, and I was just like, shit, like yeah, I would have loved to have met him. So yeah, but I look forward to meeting him soon, because I can see his Lauren print in the background as well. I'm being nosy on your background now. Yeah.
sorry, Tap. Can I just say that I just love puzzles in the chat? If everybody could do me a favor and follow her, she is the most amazing, amazing person on Twitch. If
Oh,
you
what is
don't follow,
do you stream?
she's a streamer.
She's a
She is.
streamer. To my
She
beautiful mods, can someone please shout her out? I don't even know if I see her on
amazing,
the stream. Oh, here
amazing
we go.
soul, great energy. If you guarantee you won't regret.
Thank you, thank you, thank you
Don't,
for everybody who's saying it was a great interview. It was a great conversation.
thank you, Easy.
I swear I need a blooper reel for this. Here, let me give you a shout out, hun. I'm sorry. I know my mods they've got life going on over there as well. Oh, Apple Blossom, thank you so much, my love. I know we've gone probably like way over time. Everyone's got lives and families and stuff like that. So I always say conversation. And whenever people say interview, then they correct themselves. They're like, oh shit, she's gonna say something. And I say conversation because I always want people to understand, like, there's no 50 questions coming, you know, like I'll have a couple to warm up, but we're just here chatting. We're just here chatting. So I love just I just love puzzles. I will follow you so I can check you out and see what you're up to. Um Swirls, I think I missed whatever you typed before because all I'm seeing is yet. Disco Darren, thank you. Disco Darren, you're gonna make me cry. You need to stop this right now. Right now. I'm not ending my stream in tears. Not today. I've done that a couple times, so we're not doing that today. So I don't know where we're going, but do you have somewhere where you would like us to go? Because I'm pretty sure you're going to tell me someone that I'm not even following right about now.
Just see if anybody's online.
And Apple Blossom, I may need your help in case I'm not following that person.
Oh, yeah,
I
there we
just
go.
love puzzles, eh? Yeah, I got to check that out.
If we could raid into DJ Lex if possible, I'll.
T.E. Dennis, you're still here, my love. I'm so glad to know that you were here and joined the conversation. Can you type their name in the...
I can do indeed.
While he's doing that, I never have... Oh, it doesn't show. Why doesn't it show? I'm just seeing 3 dots. Oh, maybe you can't do links. Does somebody have... I'm just trying to think of how do I get this. Did you want to send it? Oh, DJ Lex. Oh, is that his name?
Yes, that's his name, yeah.
Okay. Let me see if I can find him. This is what happens when we don't do scripted, ladies and gentlemen. You're going to get the top of my head and dead space and whatever else is happening along the way. He is live. Ain't that something? And apparently I'm following him. Huh, who knew? I'm telling you, I turn off notifications because I get a lot because I'm following a lot of DJs. And then I go into somebody's, like it's saying subscribe. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't realize that I was, yeah. So let me see. Apple Blossom, can you let me know if you can pull that name? Couture Life, hello. Pizza in the break room is Couture Life. Welcome in, my love. You like unscripted. Swirls? Oh, we definitely do an unscripted next week. I look forward to next week's conversation. And I'm getting some questions. They're good questions too, I will add. While we're wrapping up, Apple Blossom, if you can let me know if you can find that DJ name, and then we will raid over. You got it? Oh, you do have it. Perfect. Hold on. Let me go back to my own chat because I'm not even there anymore. I'm actually already in his stream. These are those parts, Eddie, when I say I watch back my stream because then I'm going to sit there and be like, this is where I want to be cleaner. And I want to know that I have a smooth exit and I have a plan and I know who I'm going to raid to and yada, yada, yada. Who got questions? I will tell you in WhatsApp in a few moments. They're good questions. They're good questions. To everybody in the stream who's still here, give me 2 minutes. Let me just show that I have some manners. First of all, to F-Boz and to Apple Blossom, I appreciate you showing up. I know that you have your lives, and I know I've taken a lot of hours of it. So I really appreciate you showing up to support me while doing this. I like when it's natural as well. Just love puzzles. I really look forward to checking out your stream. I love your name. I am DJ Swirls will be who we will be talking to next week. Mimi Berry, I look forward to reconnecting with you. I absolutely love that whole situation right now. Teddy Stream, once again, hello, hi, thank you for being here. Couture Life, you are catching the end of this. This will be on YouTube. I look forward to one day catching up in conversation. I know, I'm sorry. Disco Darren, thank you for almost making me cry in stream. Keep scrolling. DJ Blair Guardian, nephew, thank you. T.E. Dennis, beautiful soul. I'm sending love, positivity, and a huge hug your way. I love to know that you were here enjoying the vibe. I'm going to miss names. T.I. Baby, I'm glad you're not driving and you're here as well. Mystery Man UK, got to check you out. DJ Easy P, I got to do the same. Just Chance, thank you. Good morning for supporting. It's always nice when the family shows up to support. And as I'm scrolling and I'm seeing repeat names, if I've forgotten you along the way, get it back, Giggy. I can never forget you. You are diehard, always supporting. Absolutely love you. I need to do something about that. I will deal with that by next week for sure. DJ Smiles was in here earlier. Dr. C wasn't here earlier. He's in Manchester, so he's definitely sleeping at this point because he's got work in a couple of hours. To everybody who took their time and took their energy to show up here, I just want to once again say thank you. I show up on a Wednesday. I'm trying to show up every Wednesday. I'm trying to bring content that we can all sit down and enjoy, learn about our DJs, learn about our streamers, learn about our non-streamers. I have a non-streamer coming up in August. So with that said, I'm going to close this out momentarily. If my beautiful mods can please drop the raid message, if you can copy the raid message so we can raid out to DJ Lex, that would be great. I don't know. I'm seeing where it's a raid. I'm hoping we haven't already raided over there. If we're still here, that would be great. I'm seeing his screen right now and it's saying it's a raid. And I was like, are we still here?
Yeah, I think it's me and you. I think they've gone.
Oh, wow. They raided us out. Oh, that was awesome. So I'm saying thank you to everybody, and we've just rated somebody. So we're gonna end the stream here. Let me end the stream. Oh, I'm back. I'm here. I had to leave sadly. To everybody who's still here, please go and join the next DJ. We're gonna close out this stream right now. Eddie Boom, thank you. Thank you. We're gonna definitely be in touch. I'm gonna close this and we'll catch up tomorrow. Yeah?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do that.
Perfect. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Take care. See you. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Take care, Tap. Bye.